User entered your channel.
Get me out.
Yeah, something just disconnected me for real quick. Hello, everybody. My name is Cloudheart. I am your GM now and always on Cloudheart TV, and this is Fallout Georgia Session 14. Somehow, with the incredible turnover that this table has, we are still pumping and chugging along. I am glad to introduce you all to the 4 players we have today, and hopefully we keep having for many days to come. Alan's player, Bakan, Elliot's player, Lev, Laura's player, Donald, and Rex's player, Chase. Everybody, welcome in, and let me go ahead and get to the recap. Last time on Fallout Georgia, our bumbling Fallout folks managed to find themselves in the midst of a conspiracy. They managed to worm themselves out, kindly insinuating that perhaps most reasonably the problem is the incredibly misogynistic Kyle, husband of the head of the Vault 68, and possibly maybe the guy who thinks everything that has ever been associated with a woman and contaminated and is like kind of like unnerved and unhinged is the crazy guy and caused all of this, not us. But while they were being celebrated for solving issues and, you know, being allowed to just continue to mill about, and going to whatever the bonding of sweat is, which they found out relatively quickly was not as overtly problematic as it could have been. It was actually just like a really intense workout session. What they find out returning from the bonding of sweat with Laura, as they slowly have disseminated this information and are now here for a 3rd day in a row, is actually there's an issue because they're doing some crazy experimenting, programming, genetics. They are working on some kind of like creature down below. Like there is a entire like garden below that is being maintained by these crazy looking like modified rad roaches called brother beetles. And it's related to 3 different projects, and we only got time enough to read 2 of them. And only, you know, really one and then part of another one. And you guys find yourselves together back in your room now. And I will continue the session. You find yourselves back in your set of 4 people room, full amenities, full enjoyable situation, able to rest and eat up to your heart's content, realizing that there's more to it than what they have told you. Of course, Dr. Naeus, head of the Pillar of Knowledge, the Pillar of Knowledge and Aesthetics, is willing to help you understand more of his desire to bring forward some more knowledge and changes for genomes, and he was willing to educate Laura. But Laura is currently returning from having a procedure done on her where they collected some material from her. They collected, of course, blood samples, and then finally, you know, put her under to collect other things from her. Mainly ovum from a woman, you know, female eggs, to help rebalance the production of people in this vault. Though it has been explained they haven't needed them for quite some time.
During the conversation, does Laura pick up any useful information from the doctor?
He mostly mentions like offhandedly, you know, this will help rebalance like certain things. That it'll help us resequence genomes, make sure that we're not too far off of like a baseline variability for humanity, and he mentions a few other things about like making sure that everything in your genome is stable, and that he'll inform you once they've been able to sequence your DNA and RNA overnight.
Is that something a Wastelander like Laura would understand? Would that need to be like a medicine or science check?
It would be an intelligence medicine check, because all this is like lingo that's going over your head. So it'll be an intelligence science check with a difficulty of 2. They're not explaining how, but it's just basically, you know, to keep up with what the doctors are saying, what they're doing to you.
I will use one of my luck points to re-roll this.
Okay, cool.
So just one success.
With just one success, you're kind of guessing that they're trying to check on the stability of your body or something. It has something to do with your blood and things they're collecting from you. They're collecting. I mean, you tell me how educated Laura is. Laura might not even be someone who has like formal.
She would probably have the idea this is science above her knowledge for not being university or college educated.
I will say she has the basic understanding of like parts of her own body. That seems reasonable. And you do understand that they collected something for like reproducing people, which like you don't understand how that's possible outside of a woman's body, but they are doing it, and they have decided to they have decided to collect those things and have left you to go return to your group and said, come by. We'll come by the lab tomorrow, or we'll stop by later in the day if you don't stop by, and we'll inform you of how things look, and at least give you a report on your own health.
All right. So what does everyone else does? What time of the day would it be, anyways?
Oh, I'm just fast forwarding, saying like we've already rested for the night, and we're in the third day, in the morning of the third day. Unless, of course, there was something you wanted to do that last night.
I would ask the doctor if it's possible, if the Buckley Pip-Boy, if his Pip-Boy would have a tracking device or something that my Pip-Boy could potentially try to track him down.
He will pass that information along with the overseer and inform you in the morning about it.
Okay.
Apart from that, things go normal as usual. Of course, like everybody gets a nice rest. Elliot is as Duchess can of Coke, which is incredible to me. That you've committed to this bit and somehow not gotten away in a vault full of people who don't want you to lie, not expose yourself yet, Elliot. No, you've committed to the bit, and you're getting used to this comfy, lavish lifestyle, living in one of these vaults that seems to be functioning. They have it good here in these vaults.
Yeah, the food all the time is so great.
Yeah.
We can't get distracted, even though the free food is amazing.
Yeah. It does seem, for those of you who are still on target for the point, which Elliot is trying to not get distracted, though you may be struggling.
We are struggling.
Alan and Rex, despite all the craziness of the vault and things you've been trying to avoid, and like, possibly being alone with any men late at night, the other thing that you're noticing is that, like, with the information that you were able to steal from that lab in the nursery, what was called the nursery, you've been able to go over a little bit of information and find out things about 3 different projects. Project Alcinous, which is the project to use the Brother Beetles. I'm writing all this down for you. And reduce maintenance for humans. There was something called Project Elysium and Project Asphodel. Project Asphodel, had something to do with the beetles were intentionally designed to release proteins needed for the great nucleation, or the grand nucleation. And going over it, it details like a needed list, and like basically an amount that they collect and that they're collecting towards, always referencing the Grand Nucleation, but the documents regarding the Grand Nucleation are likely in the third document, the Project Elysium. You did manage to download everything, Alan, so you could spend time this morning looking over that. But related to all that, the reason I bring all that up is, Alan, you know that the reason y'all were sent here was it was one of the possible leads. Somehow someone in the Imperial Daughter, Princess Himiko's court had some suspicion that possibly a vial of FEV might be here in the vault. They had no, they had no
It
certainty.
hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
Can I see with the files I downloaded if there's anything that I might be able to corroborate with the FEV search? Like anything that might be an indicator of they might have something here for that or related to it?
Cloud, would it be possible, assuming Laura can help, to go through the documentation downloaded of any mention of FEV or anything like it?
You won't know anything about FEV. At most, you've been educated that FEV is a thing that modifies people's genes. Like, you don't know anywhere near as much as Rex possibly knows.
We know of FEV, not about FEV.
Yeah, you know that it changes people's genes wildly and randomly. You don't even know that it's what caused the super mutants. All you know is that it is a thing capable of rapidly mutating and supposedly evolving someone. You know what it stands for, and you know kind of what it does. It modifies genes at random. Rex is the main person who knows mostly that it is what is used to create the super mutants in Mariposa Base. It is directly related to the foundation and formation of the Brotherhood. The rejection of these horrors at seeing an experimental site full of FEV creating super mutants is what caused the original Maxon to form the Brotherhood of Steel. So that's like fundamental to the Codex.
Could Laura help with Alan going through the documentation?
I'll give you one. So, like, Alan, you're trying to hit a 2. Try and get me.
I don't think we have a spare working Pip-Boy, so I'm not sure how much she could actually help me, though.
Yeah.
Laura have a Pip-Boy, so assuming no one else have one.
Oh, Laura's got a Pip-Boy?
Yeah.
Yes, I got it through the Raven.
She bought one off of that. Yeah. She bought one off the Raven girl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She got that nice pimped out blue Pip-Boy, blue and silver.
So yeah, I guess I could share the files and we can work through it together then.
In that case, Alan, you'll be leading the role. It's a difficulty 2. Actually, I think it's more reasonable to say difficulty 3, considering your considering everything.
Well, I was thinking difficulty 2 because since Alan doesn't know much about FEV itself, I'm kind of assuming Alan would be looking more for like either direct mentions of FEV or something similar to
Yeah,
it.
okay, cool. You're not trying to figure out what it does. You're trying to figure out where is it in this vault. Okay.
Yeah, like essentially like a control V search, or yeah, control F search, like looking through it, trying to find FEV or like similar mentions to it. Like we've already established that none of us Wastelanders actually know how FEV works, so I don't think it would be reasonable for Alan to be able to like figure out, oh, they got this process that's named totally different, but it works the exact same way as FEV now.
A Cloud. For my notes, did Laura ever get the tour of the labs yet, or no?
Yeah, they gave you a tour when they were getting samples from you.
Was there anything shown what it's like? FEV or something?
There was a room further in that had a lot of pods. Which you like pods that were like closed and like glossy with like a green tint. You couldn't see any further into those pods, but there were several of them, like probably like 16 at the most. Like sets, like a multiple of 2, one on one side, one on the other, in a room further in. And the label just noted it as the rapid education system and maturation system.
Interesting. for Alan's essentially scan search of the documents, would that still be difficulty 2 or would it be difficulty 1?
I'll be a difficulty too. But
with-
Laura's helping,
with-
so you roll regular.
Yeah, with-
Laura, you can only roll an intelligence science of 1 dice, and your dice
Okay.
only apply if he rolls any successes.
All
Now
right,
you can roll.
so just rolling a single dice, I just roll a single.
Yeah, you just roll a single dice, no more than that.
While we're waiting on Laura's roll, do assists have to be the exact same like roll type, or could it be rolled like differently?
It can be
like-
rolled differently depending on how they're assisting, but she's just trying to assist you through these documents. Like it's just like her trying to help figuring out.
I'm going
Okay.
to use another willpower luck point to reroll this.
You don't have to use you don't have to roll a d20. You
Yeah,
click your science skill, just click the number 1 instead of
just
2.
click 1 instead of 2. Yeah, it'll let you roll 1 dice.
Well,
Yeah.
she did roll a single 1d20, but she did it manually.
Yeah.
I'll do a luck point reroll on mine. Boom.
Unfortunately, you succeed. For me, unfortunately for me, Alan.
Unfortunately, you get away with it this time, Alan.
Alan, it is
You can't keep
mentioned.
getting away with it.
Like at first you start searching like Virgin evolution, like virus. You're not finding anything by those exact terms. Sometimes like Vault-Tec covered their tracks. What you start to search, you start to expand your parameters, and you start looking by like gene modification, and then finally you look for like viral. And that hits up a bunch of things in this document. Like you start to find a bunch of hits for viral genetic pathway or viral genetic modifier, and that starts to list everywhere. And it takes you some time. Like there's at least like 100 hits, and you're searching through like related sections. There's sections where it's talking about the actual like methodology in the experiments, how to repeatedly achieve these results for Project Asphodel and Project Alcinous. And then it even within Project Elysium, it's mentioning occasionally like in order to achieve grand nucleation, it was required that we create a separate separate sort of cell using a viral genetic pathway. It mentions a couple times, and then finally you see notes on viral tools. Supply is running low as well, but we have found we can at least use a single cell of the viral modifier, and we have been able to operate off of 2 canisters, is all it says. This is the only line that mentions that they have a supply of something, but it mentions that they have 2 canisters.
Curious. Does it say where it's being stored, or can I make a guess from that?
You're making a guess that it's probably somewhere within the lab. Like either it's in the area where they experiment on the beetles and like are iterating on them, or it's on where they do whatever this grand nucleation is in the genetic labs and with the pillar of knowledge. But it doesn't actually mention where they store them or what exactly they are. It just mentions like one of our viral modifying tools, our viral genetic tools, are stored as it just mentions a container of these dimensions, which you think about it in your head and you imagine they're a little bit bigger than the silver vials you usually imagine, but not much bigger. Basically the difference between a Pringle can and possibly like a soup can, like an elongated soup can, just slightly bigger. Might be the difference between like basically like a family size like food can, how it's like slightly wider. It's describing dimensions of something a little bit bigger than the normal like container that you've run into twice.
With the tour that Laura had, would it help Alan decision making?
I'm sorry.
The tour that Laura had, would she have seen anything that is like a tube or anything like that to help with Alan decision making?
You never actually saw them doing any experiments. They didn't do anything more with you than like there were a few things growing on petri dishes in their lab. Maybe a few skin cells, maybe a few like intentionally modified cells to like have them exist for a long time for like a lab research purposes. Like intentionally cells given cancer intentionally to make them immortal cells. But there was nothing like a vial of glowing green FEV liquid that would immediately struck you. At most, you saw them bring out tools to like essentially take your blood pressure, like sample of a couple of vials of your blood. They did a bunch of other like kind of like, you know, evaluative diagnostic procedures on you, but nothing that where like you saw them wheel out any crazy glowing green tube of vat or goo. Elliot, you have no idea what these people are talking about, I'm assuming.
No, yeah, I'm lost. I'm just sort of
What the fuck is this nerd shit? What are they going on about?
just sort of eating probably things that I may have stolen from
from the
wherever food was left unattended.
it's
a
frequent.
bit like a cow just staring.
Yeah, it's frequently left unattended, not because these people don't care about waste, but because like it's the casualness of food is readily apparent. Like people don't leave it out for long. People will throw away their trash, but you know, even that is kind of to you leaving out food, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna grab these leftovers, which are completely
How long
fine.
have we been in here? We've been in this vault for 2 days.
You've been in the vault for 2 complete days. Like you've slept twice. So you were in there at the beginning of one day, a full day, and then this is the beginning of the 3rd day.
Oh wow!
While
okay.
talking over eating and drinking, Laura would mention she had a tour of the lab, and well, she got some blood work done in the lab. In exchange, she was offered some genetic enhancement from the Vault Dwellers.
Oh boy.
Genetic enhancement.
I mentioned I wanted to protect you, Ali, and they were more than willing to offer me a enhancement in my strength area.
How's Rex processing all of this? Rex, you're probably the only one who isn't educated enough. You don't know every detail of FEV. That's more left to the scribes. But you know historically what a piece that the others might not know of its relation to other things out in the wasteland.
All right.
You don't know directly that it's related to a lot of changes out there, but you do know that it's related to at least the existence of super mutants, for sure.
I don't know. He's probably thinking about how their cloning is probably using the FPV. Since that seems obvious now. And he's probably wondering how that's gonna, if there's any bad effects happen to him from it.
If anyone do kill, Laura did mention that they did ask to collect some body samples and blood from her during the examination.
I'll be the first to say, as a narrator, that does stick out to all of you. Especially after, like, last night's perusing in their crazy lab down, like, their red room lab.
Redcliffe kind of looks at her. I don't even know how to respond to that, honestly. How would you respond to that? It's like, the crazy vault people took physical samples of me.
But she just said that she was into it.
These wood dwellers offered me something that I could use.
Yeah. There was some degree of consent involved, which Laura gave.
Sure. Laura seems very eager to always give consent to everyone that changes her.
Oh! He just
Be
called
the
you a
people.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what did I just miss? I stepped away for 2 seconds. All I heard was just, oh!
These vault dwellers did offer me something that were useful to me, and I didn't mind a transaction.
Laura, you should smack him. He just called you a whore.
What is a whore?
No.
That
Laura,
is,
you can't know everything, but not that.
that would be funny if that's not what, if she doesn't know that, but that does not seem believable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have any idea what one
He's
is,
playing
but not.
stupid.
But
Make
probably
a
just a
fucking charisma roll to see if I
cultural
believe you.
context only.
Laura knows what a prostitute is, but I don't know what a hooer is.
Foreign concept.
Yep, for an idea, not knowing idea what prostitution is, but not setting up or giving body samples is.
You guys realize that they usually wake at around 5 in the morning and have like they came by, tapped on your door, and like figured because most of you slept through it, like you know, they have been informed that y'all performed some sort of religious practice, and it was like a nice thing that Laura visited them during this, but like otherwise have allowed her to stay out of it this day. And they are occupying themselves, and will be occupying themselves.
Wait.
For another 30 minutes.
Wasn't the whole thing the end of last session? They put Laura up on like question her, and we're going to question us about that.
I don't remember that from last session.
Oh,
I remember because she said what god we were worshiping, and then she made it a
yeah.
nature god and didn't choose the whatever his name is.
Oh, they were
Father.
interrogating her. They were simply asking her while they were doing like because like the concept of God is like distant to them.
Oh, okay. I thought you were setting. I just remembered. I thought you were setting up.
No, I
conflict
wasn't
that we
setting
have.
up like a heavy interrogation. No.
Okay.
They don't
It-
do that here.
It is always funny what you guys' takeaway from this session is. Like because sometimes you'll quote something to me. I'm like, that's not what I like. You'll be like, yeah. You were leading us with like a with the clues that this guy was really ready to sacrifice everybody in this town. I was like, that's not what I was saying, but okay. Like, it's always funny how you guys remember the session, and then how I'm like, that's not what I was doing, but okay. Go ahead, King.
Go off, King.
Make your assumptions about this case. You have for the next 15 minutes time to go through your notes, figure out what you want to do, or slip away. But they will begin meandering and moving about in this vault relatively soon.
Everyone, yesterday I was asked by the lab personnel about the faith that we practice. If anyone does mention what we do, I did mention that we did practice the faith of the Swamp Father on.
Oh, that's definitely
on
not
the
what you said to
surface.
them. That's definitely not what you said to them.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
not.
a creation god, something like that. For
If you
You
don't
don't even
remember,
No, I don't
Uh-huh.
remember those the exact names.
As GM, I remember. I have the recordings that I go over. It's gonna be really
I
funny.
remember everything.
It's gonna be really funny if Laura's like, I don't know, I threw out some fucking name. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, Krier, a god or something like that.
Oh,
Great.
the Father. All right. Your weird tales you told me about.
Look, they questioned me, and I had to come up with a excuse with what you probably did when I was at exercise with them.
I mean, I don't think technically, from his point of view, the Brotherhood ever actually practiced religion. They're just more ideological focus.
There are subgroups of the Brotherhood that are more or less religious. Depends on which bunker you grow up where in the country. The bunker you grew up has a suppressed cult of personality around Maxon. Like it is they were worse out west. When people heard that a Maxon rose but didn't live around him, they rose to like there was like a cult of personality worship, like Maxon the Great Reviver, like almost like a messianic faith. But like here on the East Coast, actually having lived with the guy, there's still kind of like a hero worship, but more like a down to earth, like you have seen the hero, kind of like sort of like an Adonis or like a figure from like the Iliad, kind of like a Achilles kind of thing, like somebody who is like legendary, but you've seen them in action, so it's not like blown out of proportion. But even that's not dominating. Like the dominating personality and like principle is like hardline traditionalist to the Codex, where you came from.
Yeah, so I've heard more, some more ideological bent.
Yeah, like hardline traditionalists, and like there are four main I won't say denominations. There are four main like ideological bents. There is like a bent of like figures who deeply reverence machines, and there is a strange sort of code and like machine faith in like more Western groups. Like it's mostly out in the Mariposa like bunker out west near California, or near the NCR. But like the dominant, and then there's the Rhombites, or the Rhombians, which is the name of a former high figure. And those figures are essentially, they're traditionalists, but they reject that Maxons should always lead. They're traditionalists, but they insist on like a more democratic, more movement of leadership positions among figures in the Brotherhood for the sake of the Brotherhood's health.
Okay.
And then there are non-traditionalists who essentially they're called by several different names, but one of them is like essentially like mantlers. Like they are seeking, like one of the lines in the Codex is essentially, no one shall receive technology. You shall eschew and hide this technology and protect the world from these dangerous technologies until you find a society who is worthy of the mantle of this technology. And a lot of people out west in California are starting to believe that the NCR is worthy of it. And so there's a growing faction of people who are kind of causing trouble. Like they want to give technology to the New California Republic. And they're kind of like pushing back against the traditionalists. So yeah, those are the four main groups. Like you got a weird techno cult that has its own weird beliefs. And then three other groups, but like mostly you just come from a tradition, like you're a Maxonite, like a traditionalist. Like Maxons lead the Brotherhood of Steel. That's how it's always been.
All right.
And
he knows, and he has no idea anything about this Swamp Father guy.
Yeah.
He thinks you're all crazy wastelanders.
I mean, we are, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. But yeah, she's informed y'all basically like, hey, if you want to keep your cover, I gave them some name, like some nature god. Doesn't even tell you what the name of the nature god is.
Well, of course, Rex is just gonna thank the Swamp Father.
Yeah.
Because she's probably talked a length about it.
But yeah, you'll have a brief moment to kind of like get your story straight and like figure out, possibly go through anything that you have, any documents you have. You've already been researching them. I'll say you have about another 10 minutes. Before, as always, shit hits the fan.
What could possibly go wrong?
You get out of here.
Yeah, we need to get out of this vault.
Everyone, if we do need a excuse to leave the vault, we can always ask Overseer Zeben if he have thought about giving us Buckley's Pip-Boy ID tag to try to track him down if we need a good excuse to leave.
We could also just, leave. What are they gonna do? Track us down?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could just go.
Yeah, we came as visitors, so we can just leave when we want to.
I will remind for Elliot, because I think that besides the comfort, the only other pressing thing in the back of her mind and Ellen's is the fact that y'all are turning into ghouls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
There
I
was
don't think that they can help us.
Do we want to check the labs between off hours, looking at the routine?
Yeah, Alan
No,
wants to try to
they're-
get. Alan wants to try to get into that lab.
Rex opens up his pocket watch and says, "We only have a few more minutes before they all wake up."
they're already up. They're busy doing their morning routine, like their morning workout routine.
Do we want to go quickly to the area that you went to?
Yeah, so like
Your
basically
bug lab.
these are never like a definitive list, but like you can leave to the front like entrance, like and like activate it with one of y'all's Pip-Boys, the maglock. You could go to the labs on the left hand section of the vault. You can go to the right hand section of the vault and go to like where the nursery is, or you could descend to the sub level where the supposed garden is, that's maintained by hundreds of or thousands of these beetles.
Another option, if you want to do something here, is you could also get into the overseer's room and see what Vault-Tec was doing.
Yeah, you could also see what the whole like experiment with the vault was. Up to y'all.
We don't have time to go to the overseer office, so let's check the area of the garden or the nursery.
Out of character. I think a really messed up thing that Vault-Tec could have done, since this is all about like, like, what's the right word? Having a limited gene pool is having a way to just kill everyone. They're just testing how. What I assume the vault is, they're just seeing how limited you can actually make the gene pool for your space trip.
Yeah, pretty much each vault, every vault was a test for a variation of like problems that the generational ship that Vault-Tec was building to go to a different planet that was not as fucked up as Earth. They're testing like societal parameters that like cause problems.
No, okay, let me explain what I was saying better. I wouldn't be surprised if Vault-Tec has like a virus hidden in this vault, like in the air vents, that they would test and eventually see how deadly it would be with like a monoculture of people. So if that was true, we could easily get all the information we need to release that virus. Assuming it exists. Or something else crazy. That's just me talking out of character of how horrible it could be with how Vault-Tec works.
Sure.
What did everyone else think?
What's that one movie where the guy melts? I was gonna post something in the meme channel. It's like, oh, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. When they opened Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, Rex just wants to leave. He doesn't care about these people.
Alan Secura might be in here somewhere. As uncomfortably as he is in this vault, he would kind of prefer this over like dealing with or like taking down a drug lord.
I'd rather take down the drug lord. Sounds more fun. Says Rex. Plus, I haven't
Does,
contract to kill that guy.
does Elliot really want to leave with how much fun she's having?
Eventually, look, Elliot is a manipulator, and so she knows that there is a time limit for this lie that I've been telling.
There's an upper limit for how much bullshit I eventually can get away with.
Yeah.
Yeah, without Elliot expanding the lie, she can only make it last for so long.
I'm letting y'all decide things for another bit until y'all tell me final answer. A lock in, GM. You have
Okay,
4
hold on.
minutes. 4 minutes.
I do want them to. I want them to take my blood too.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do I talk to about that? I'm gonna go look around.
Oh yeah, you can immediately leave. There's like they're still milling about in the atrium where they always perform this bonding of sweat, and of course you will run into and see like a fogged up glass where there's just a bunch of sweaty dudes in essentially
Oh
like
God.
an intentionally saunified atrium.
It just absolutely reeks of testosterone in here.
Yeah.
But I'm just like I'm focused on the wall, and I'm looking and I'm asking around.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah. Christ.
No,
Christ.
it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
A cloud, just for my note taking. So, yesterday the blood was taken. So today would be the next morning.
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
y'all just to keep it, y'all came in about middle of the day and arrived on November the 18th. This is the beginning of November 20th. This is y'all's 3rd day in here.
Ellie, if you want your blood taken, I can take you to the labs where I got my blood taken.
Yeah. Do you know how to work the machine though?
No.
Okay.
Uh,
Laura.
would Laura have an idea how the blood samples
How
machine
close were you
work?
paying attention?
Not great.
Cloud.
Yes, I'm here.
This is drawing
I'm
myself
paying
too much.
attention. What's up?
In Tulsa City, would there be any blood equipment like in the vault that Laura would have had probably seen been used to have an idea how it works?
Are you a doctor? What's your
No.
skill in your medicine?
Oh, medicine is one rank.
I think you know how to insert and remove needles and how to generally get an IV going. I don't think you know anything else.
Oh, I actually have 2 ranks, just double checking.
Yeah, I think at most you might be able to help get someone's blood out, but you don't know anything about like testing blood types or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will let you make a spot check real quick for intelligence medicine if you would like to see if you know how to operate any of this equipment in here. I'll give you a difficulty 3 check real quick.
Okay.
I won't decide for you what your character knows, but it's going to be a roll.
Laura doesn't know much about how this fancy Botech equipment works.
Unfortunately, not. Yeah,
What's a
like,
syringe?
yeah, like you don't really know what a centrifuge is. You don't know what a cardiospectrogram is. You don't know what an EKG is. You have no idea what most of this stuff is. You know what it means when it goes beep 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 and it starts beeping faster, but like yeah, apart from that, like you don't really know how to interpret these things. And about at 7:30, people begin milling about, and there are several lab technicians who come in, and they immediately head over to the showers, but they wave. And then finally, there is again a final nude and getting ready for the day worker. It's Dr. Naeus. Oh, Miss Laura, Sister Laura. We missed you at today's bonding of sweat, but we did not wish to interrupt your religious ceremonies. How was your time with your god, Elliot? Did you learn much from your? I don't really. Oh, and what did they say to you?
They don't. God doesn't really talk to you like that. It's not like, you know what I mean. You get it?
Well, I didn't.
It's not a regular
like you
conversation.
Yeah, it's not like you don't really hear God. You just sort of like know God.
You don't ring a ding ding God.
I need you to make.
I'm sure we're committing some insane blasphemy right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a roll.
When he says this name, I need you to make me a speech roll. This is things are gonna get slowly ramp up today. This is the final day to test when you can uphold your stupid lies, your tower, your
How much AP do we have? How much
your card
AP?
of lies. You have 5 AP.
Okay, awesome.
The first one is a difficulty 1. He's like, this is just you making a charisma speech check to not give away in facial expressions. Interesting. What would you say is the general things that you know? I understand that there are different takes, and though we don't have much documentation on it, I have heard the concept of a god is more personal and sometimes societal. But what did you learn from the Grand Creator? And that's not the name you're expecting. Nice. Like as he like you Stoneface looked at Laura. This isn't the name that we expected, Laura.
Yeah. Wait. What? That's not. It's not what we call God.
Oh, likely you probably have a more personal name for him. I'm merely, it's just professional courtesy. I'm just asking if, what sort of things does he help you know? There's like kind of like a patronizing element to what Dr. Naeus is asking. Dr. Naeus is a man of science, after all.
He helps us know who our enemies are and who our friends are.
Sort of a...
And I say that a little pointedly.
Will be a speech check.
I'm sort of like leaning in close.
This is gonna be another single one speech check. You don't have to use charisma. You can use strength on this if you'd like.
Okay, can I?
Yeah, this is kind of an intimidation
thing. Can I use
thing.
strength speech?
Yeah, you can use strength speech. You're trying to make an intimidation thing. This one is again difficulty 1. Things are going to ramp up today. Today is the day where your lives fall apart.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. He says, of course he catches a little bit of the point of this. Of course, sort of an extinction of your intuition. Duchess Can of Coke.
You didn't spend AP, did you?
Yeah,
I did. I spent 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Okay, so 2 AP, so you're down 3. So, Duchess Can of Coke, Alan, Laura, Rex, what can I, what do I do over the pleasure? Laura, we have been working over your sample. The centrifuge should finish, and the lab computer should give us a finished result of the evaluation of your genetic markers within a couple of minutes, probably about 5 or 10 actually. I was expecting to be done shortly after the bonding. What can I assist you over? Are you just checking in for the results, or?
I want to come in and check for the results. And...
Of course. Did Elliot, we were collecting samples. Would it be okay if we collect some blood samples and other things from you as well, Duchess Can of Coke?
Yeah, totally.
Well, in that case, allow me to go over the list. And he hands you the same paper he handed Laura. And again, you have difficulty reading.
How big are these words?
A lot of big words. There's words of extraction, sampling, evaluation.
I sign it.
Yeah.
Just like I did in the first.
All right. He says, well, I'm going to need one of your arms. We're just going to roll up the sleeve real quick. I'm just going to take you'll feel a small pinch. I'm just going to take a few vials of blood. We're going to be evaluating those. Those should come back relatively quickly. Laura, your blood type is, of course, O negative, in case you were curious. We're getting a few more bits of information, but besides that, we'll just need to collect a few samples. I need to check your vitals. Here, why don't you just dangle your knees out, Duchess? And I'm just going to a small tap. This is not meant to hurt you. I'm just checking your and it does it, and your knee kicks out. Oh,
Don't
good.
fucking touch me.
Well, you did agree to a series of.
I know. It comes out of me sometimes.
Understood. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to need to check your lymph nodes.
My what?
They are both inside near your tonsils, and he gestures and he also, I can check if you're feeling healthy just underneath your jugular, and he points underneath his neck on both sides.
These words hardly mean a thing to her.
Understood. I'm just going to take this. We're going to do a few more tests. This is going to go pretty far back, but not all the way in, especially it won't aggravate or agitate your uvula. If you just open wide, please, for just a brief moment, and he kind of tilts your head back and goes to collect a sample near your lymph nodes. It is uncomfortable. Then he's going. I need to do a test of your deep sinuses. Something just testing the interior sinal cavity. Of course,
Whoa. And look, I said you could take the blood, but what the fuck is going on now? There's only so much things you can stick inside my body.
Well, there's this and one more. This is the lesser of the two to come. This is
the lesser of the two.
Yeah, well, I presumed this. Of course, you had talked it over with Miss Laura. We had collected everything from her, including some of her ovum.
I mean,
Duchess only offered her blood only. She did not say nothing else.
I did sign the paper. I just didn't read it.
Oh,
damn! I wish I could read.
That's relatively unfortunate, but of course, an agreement, of course, usually even in a society of 68 is on intentions. I would never abuse your intentions. I would warn you to not sign things that you aren't readily understanding what the nature of them is. I will list out what procedures we're collecting. I am collecting genetic material in terms of your blood. I am collecting a liquid from your sinal cavity. I am collecting a sample from your lymph nodes. This is to check your T cells and your white blood cells. And of course, I am collecting a sample for the survival and preservation of our vaults for some of your ovum.
What?
Your eggs, I believe, is how they're colloquially called.
Yeah, I think that Elliot's sexual education is pretty rudimentary. You know, she gets it, in concept and in practice, but the finer names for internal structures are lost on her.
He's gonna make a roll. He's gonna make a charisma speech roll.
Yeah, can he dumb this down? Let's see.
Yeah, let me see real quick. 3, and he doesn't have great charisma. He is a doctor, but his could use some work. And I just need him to hit a 2. Okay, cool. I'm gonna reroll with one of his luck points. He does not pick up that you need further education on this.
Okay. That's exactly the way I want it.
Yeah, he. Well, I'm collecting a sample from, of course, your the zygote related to your reproductive organs. You have a limited supply, of course, which is why I asked you to sign. But if you do not wish to part with any of them, that's okay. We already have a collection of a sample of 3 or 4 from Miss Laura.
I'll part with the blood, okay, and then
Understood. Understood.
maybe some skin.
look,
you can do some skin.
Well, there's no need for a biopsy right now. He slides over and you hear a ding and the centrifuge stops spinning and he leans over to and he begins tapping away at his terminal, and he displays it to a larger terminal interface, kind of like rooted on the roof side, like it's angled, basically for like viewing like documents. Basically, if you were going to look at someone's like femur or something, like a blown up picture of like their x-ray or something, or a diagram for schematic for like surgery. He blows up a document and it's like essentially like tracing like elements of her RNA and DNA. That's interesting. There are a few abnormalities, Miss Laura, which unfortunately I know what we agreed to, but I don't believe we will be able to arrive at providing you a modification anytime soon, considering so many factors are beyond our normal working parameters. Usually we're working, of course, with a male and female chromosomes together in a male, which is a whole different ballgame than just a female. But beyond that, we're also working with, well, I hate to say it, but you seem to have suffered from some mutations topside. I believe long-term exposure to radiation may have caused this.
Understand. That is sad.
Unfortunately, this may actually make your donation. We have no way to reverse your donation. It may actually make. We will keep them and do everything we can to the end of progress and preserving life here and honoring your sacrifice, but I don't believe we may be able to immediately use your eggs for another nucleation event. It's unfortunate.
Hopefully, it can be used in the name of science, at the very least.
Alan, Elliot, all of you are seeing and looking in. Currently, you're within the Macon region, and you are currently seeing, you're within like the biolabs. And when you look further in, you see nothing because the image is broken. That's great.
Did something I was just thinking of with
Womp womp.
the
we
Womp.
see
there.
Cloud. Just a
you see Cloud raging and crashing out against the machine.
yeah. Did the scientists like detect anything in Elliot with the FEV? Like they did with
They only just took my blood.
They just took her blood. Yeah, they still have to. They still have to spin that.
They took Laura's blood the other day, and they're just now finishing the test with it. That's right. I thought they were getting it done at the same time.
Let's see here. Fallout through the crawl out, through the ball out.
Should I be seeing a fog map?
No. Currently, you were looking in, and you were beholding like the terminals and stuff and things, and you're seeing the work bays. When you look further into this section, like kind of back here in like this darkened corner, you can see faintly into another room that is labeled the maturation tubes and rapid education system. And the light in there is very faint. It doesn't look like much. You see a little bit of movement, which unnerves you, but the shape of which reassures you that possibly that is a robot or some like mechanical arms. But you also see the faint glow of like 16 tubes, all darkened tinted, so you can't really see much into that room.
Who was looking in there?
I'm assuming Elliot and Laura are at least, and like all four of you can, like all four of you can get a decent glance into that room.
This robot, what kind of robot is operating in there?
Oh, just some Mr. Handies. They're making sure everything is in shape for the next nucleation event.
Can I make a perception check to try to see what's in those tubes?
Yeah.
What would that be?
Make me a perception and medicine check.
To the best of Laura knowledge, these men are handy than the lights. Could she make out what is being done in there?
Most of the Mr. Handies are going over and or the Mr. Orderlies is what they're called. It's a different subsection, not Miss Nanny, but like they're like essentially like Doctor Handies. They are going over like the equipment and like making like turning valves and basically they're checking and triple checking everything is functional and everything is operational with all these beds. The beds appear to be operating. Rex, you don't quite see into this. Again, you gotta wait for me to like tell you the difficulty before you roll.
Okay, sorry.
It's a difficulty 2, but you because that way you actually know what you're trying to roll and whether you want to buy some. But it's you look into this and you can't quite make out if there's anything in that tube at all. It's tinted enough that you're having difficulty seeing in. But all you can see is the faint shadow of a bunch of these Mr. Orderlies and Mr. Handies just double checking and working over like a lot of tubes and connecting vials and like juices and liquids like that connect to, and like there are also like terminals mounted on the surface interior of these tubes. Like these tubes look big enough that they could fit a grown, mature, like one of these big dudes in them. But like basically around head height, where it would be head height for a person, is like one of those like tubes that you know would be useful for like a VR lounger, like a lounger that is meant to like induce sort of like an alternate mental state for someone.
And I noticed the Mr. Handies are like heavily attending the tubes.
Yes, they are.
So it could be reasonable for me to suspect there's something in there.
Yeah, the tubes have liquid that is flowing, so it's reasonable to suspect maybe something's in there.
I don't know if it'll be in character or not for him to make the jump in logic that that's like the cloning vats.
It wouldn't be in character. You wouldn't know exactly what it is, but you know that there can't be nothing. Like they can't be empty. Like there's no reason that we'd be pumping liquid actively to those tubes.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you giving us an opportunity to again look over the female genome. It's definitely useful for a baseline, Duchess Count of Coke. You seem a little bit at odds, Duchess. You said before that you rule quite a degree of lands. Do no medical facilities enter in within your lands? What's the bounds of your region of control? What is it like? This is a difficulty too. This is a difficulty to speech, charisma speech test.
Gonna get you. It's only a matter of time.
I'm not allowed to just say bullshit.
This is bullshit. I can't say bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit. Actually, I never said that. I mean, if you want to spin
bullshit.
If you want to spin that and get 2 more successes, then just say I never actually mentioned anything related to that.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great. That's the gaslight girl boss.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah.
that's a crit. So.
Yeah. You basically tell him like, oh, I actually, what do you tell him? Like, I never actually said any of that.
Yeah.
Don't put words in my mouth like
Actually,
that. Gross.
I never said that.
But
in the way that I say it, it sounds like it, like I'm the more rational person in this situation.
Of course. I could have sworn that someone, perhaps, information does degrade over time in transmission. Perhaps someone spoke to you and it's just the wrong bit of info.
No, I think that, it's been a long day, or, the day actually just got started, but, maybe all that sweating just got to you and you misremembered.
Usually I think better after a good workout, but of course, maybe I'm a little tired. Maybe I need some hydration. Is there anything else you needed perhaps from the labs?
No.
Well,
Laura?
I'm. Laura?
I have no need, and no need of the lab services at the moment.
Well, I apologize, Sister Laura. I wish I could provide you with, of course, safety is paramount for the pillar of knowledge and aesthetics, and before we're able to perform any aesthetic surgeries or aesthetic gene modifications, tailored modifications, we need to make sure that we have everything studied on the particular individual. Usually it's easy to work from a baseline set of humanity, but we see some large variations in a series, just a series of abnormal genetic markers that are showing a heavy mutation. I don't understand it entirely right now, but there seems to be an overactivity of one of your hormonal glands. I'm not sure if this is something related to just being female or if this is a female disease that you have. I'm not sure, but there seems to be
it is just
a malfunction of one of your hormonal glands.
It's just a unique mutation of the genes for me.
Which we'll look further into it, of course, but I won't be able to provide you any custom tailor-made modifications as of yet. Gentlemen, of course, if you ever need anything, so long as there aren't any current mutations, or if you need any health care, I could always tend to you.
Should we ask him about the FEV stuff?
I mean, that'll be on you. Do you want to ask him?
What does everyone else think?
I think Alan.
I mean, for me, Rex has no like horse in this race at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely none, because you're not even infected by this.
No.
Yeah, Laura have no idea what to look for.
Oh, look, it seems like the sampling for your blood has finished up, Miss Duchess. It appears that you have a B- blood type. It's relatively rare. Let's see here.
Is that worse than an A-?
Oh, yes, of course, the pre-war grading system. No, there's nothing to alert you on that regard. This is less of a grading system and more just to denote. The scientists who were first classifying blood thought there would be far much more variability than there was, so they got to A and B, and they used O for reference to omnia, but no, they're only A, B, and positive and minus. There's no real worry. There's a large set of people from whom you can receive blood. B+, B-, O+, O- donors.
I'm glazing over.
You can only donate
already
blood
bored.
to 2 types. It's actually a very rare blood type. It makes up only about...
So if you don't need me anymore...
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
It's actually very interesting. She only has a blood type that's only found in amongst 2% of the population.
I walk away.
There's... Well,
Hold on. Hold on, Duchess. Don't run away just yet.
I'm also noticing a strange marker every couple of simple... Give me 1 second. And he spins up essentially an spectrogram, and actually an electron microscope. And he looks at it, and he takes a blood sample and lays it on a slide, and he says, "Well, that's interesting. There seems to be a similar to what we do with some of our interesting. Why is there a third agent acting on?"
Alan's eyebrow raises at that statement.
Does any of this talk remind Laura of any of the nerd that she know of?
The
A little bit.
nerds.
It reminds you of plenty of nerds, especially the medical types back in Solstice City and some of the people back in Mechaville. But what you're seeing right now, he's just describing there's a lot of free-floating transformase proteins, usually related to the production and modification of DNA, but what's interesting is there's a third agent within her cells that's not a normal organelle. And there's a lot
I
of
think the only person
free-floating
there would have
RNA.
keep going.
He basically says there's a lot of free-floating RNA. Like he says, I don't know why there would be such a long single chiral strand of RNA floating free. Like it's like waiting. It's waiting on a buildup of enough transcriptase to begin a. It's almost like the grand nucleation. It's like it's waiting for enough proteins to build up to begin something, like a grand transformation or something, a grand change within the gene code.
I think the only person here that might have any idea how to translate what he's saying might be Rex, because he's got some familiarity with more what FEV is, as opposed
Yeah.
to just
I don't know. I feel like we could easily translate that into the kind of genetic time bomb that we have.
Yeah. Rex, if you would like to roll me an intelligence science, this is a difficulty 1 for you.
I'll spend AP.
Yeah, I'm considering your perks and stuff. I lowered the difficulty for you down to 1.
Yeah, what sort of seer would know these probably telltale signs of a ghoul is?
I'll look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. You go up to 6. You are able to translate this to them a little bit. At least in the very, very sense that like whatever's happening to them, whatever they've mentioned to you was happening to them, they weren't bullshitting. There is something slowly happening to them, and like he's basically saying, your body's building up enough stuff until that happens. That's what the doctor's saying.
Do I know what they got hit with, like at all?
we explained it like vaguely to you. I think I don't think we
Do-
went into
Do
any
you know?
details.
Do you know that you're going to turn into ghouls?
Well, we were told that like after a month that we would
After about 30 days, they would turn into one.
To a ghoul specifically, or transform in general?
Into a ghoul.
we
Okay.
were told ghouls. Whether or not it's actually what will happen, we don't know for certain.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, it's building your body. You're going to transform into a ghoul, or maybe a super mutant. Who knows? Maybe they lied to you.
It's like strange terms. Are these? He sets down everything he's working on, spins around in his chair, and rolls over and says, "Would you provide perhaps and he like wheels out essentially 2 large. He has to go in the back room and he finds like an old dusty one and like wheels out essentially like a medical diagram of like 3 sets of like nerves, inner organs, and epithelial situation for a woman and then a man. And he says, would you mind? And he flips around the 2 of them, and y'all are feel free to explore knowledge that you've never known about, like what it means to be a human. Like you've never seen medical diagrams before, Elliot. But like he essentially spins the things around. Would you mind, if you have any decent artistic skill, Rex, demonstrating for me what these creatures look like? These wouldn't happen to be.
Can I spin a point and say I have like a book on some of that, like a guide that maybe Brotherhood of Steel members have?
Yeah. Like you'd essentially produce some like
combat based.
You'd essentially produce
Yeah,
like
that's
documents that denote like that have like the splayed Da Vinci's man.
Is he just carrying these around with him as a random Brotherhood person?
Yeah, I'm not just necessarily random. I mean, I was a higher.
Well,
ranking
no,
one.
but that he's giving valid pushback. Roll me a luck check, a luck science
I
check.
said I spent a
luck.
luck point. If
I
that
know,
matters.
I know, but I'd like you to roll just because this seems high enough knowledge. The Brotherhood doesn't like to release anything out into the wild. If you
If
have
you
any,
describe it, could make sense, but any other Brotherhood person, it would be kind of weird.
I mean, yeah, even scribes aren't really supposed to carry stuff out into the field with them unless it's necessary for what they're working on. Like
Yeah,
the Brotherhood.
depending on the rank Rex is, She may
Even
not
even
have that
even if you
book.
left on favorable terms, Rex, like what I'm saying is like it doesn't mean that like it goes
Alright.
well for you.
What
for
what do you want me to roll?
Yeah, I just want you to roll 2 dice. You can buy some more, but I just want you to see if you can hit a single success on your luck science. Not bad. Yeah, I'll say that you have documents relating to the weak points on these 2 creatures, and he pins them up on the board. Fascinating. We had heard, of course, rumors, and occasionally scouts had sent back word of things that they thought were people suffering from acute radiological symptoms, but interesting. They even have a scientific nomenclature. Allow me to copy this down. And like he holds up essentially his Pip-Boy and like scans it to like take it like a essentially like something like a photo of it. Fascinating. Homo sapiens mutans, and what are the subgroupings of the mutans? Are Homo mutans. Homo mutans radians? Okay, well, that would relate to the radiological symptoms. These creatures appear to be produced from... This can't be correct. Does it say that they heal from exposure to radiation?
They do.
Fascinating.
And he's gonna take back his papers while he took pictures of them.
And this is actually something I have seen before. This occasionally happens with more rogue students who do not follow the exact orders from the Pillar of Knowledge and everything that we have built and all the body of knowledge, our corpus of knowledge that we have built. Occasionally, students thinking that they know what they're doing will make mistakes, and this will be the outcome. Of course, we've been able to readily like roll and edit things backwards, but interesting. That is a wild natural mutation and self-sustaining. How often do these creatures reproduce in the wild? Or I'm sorry, creatures. It's professional distance. How often do these branches of humanity reproduce?
They don't, right? They're all sterile.
Yeah, they don't. As far as you know, they don't.
Yeah, as far as we know.
No, they don't. They're sterile.
Uh,
They just live very long lives. Until, for the ghouls, their mind breaks down and they just become feral.
the hybridization problem and of course the mule problem. It would make sense that this occurs. I suppose we're lucky to have discovered grand nucleation the way we did. What causes these 2 changes? These factors. There's nothing but documentation of. Why are these here? And he points to like essentially crosshair marks. He has no understanding of why these are here. And each crosshair mark points out a very fatal weakness in like ghoul and like super mutant morphology, and he's like, I don't understand this symbol, Rex.
Ah, well, that's where it's the best place to shoot them.
He looks deeply concerned at you, like that was so easy for you to say.
You know, you're down here safe in your vault. You've never been up the top, where packs of these super mutants go around killing people indiscriminately.
An unfortunate existence.
I faced down hundreds of those things in my time.
We always send out our figures supplied with things to avoid a unfortunate end, but never fatal supplies. Buckley even was sent out with a stun baton, but nothing to induce fatal, permanent, long-lasting injury. Is it always necessary to do this? Injury to this would be fatal. Injury to this would be life-altering. And like he's pointing at the brain, certain these organs. There's no way that this can heal. And he points even in this creature.
Y'all are very sheltered down here.
I mean,
You might want to think
literally.
about that. Literally.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
we do it for defense because they're feral.
He doesn't take the negative connotation from that. He's like, yes, we are. Like he figures you're just throwing out a random fact. You are very sheltered. Like you're literally in a shelter. Like there's none of the negative connotation from that for him.
It might be a bad day for your vault if a group of super mutants found y'all. I've there have been vaults where super mutants or raiders have killed the inhabitants and taken it over.
I
And
prefer.
they don't care. They don't care about your morals or anything.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing that we always keep a backup supply for at least one last nucleation event in such a case. At least we never have to abandon the principles of our society.
And what happens if they destroy those?
The second anyone attempts to breach without the codes, a security event which needs to be cleared by Overseer Theban goes through, and a neurotoxin is emitted throughout the vault for the sake of everyone's safety. Of course, the handies would immediately move people out. It's not a deadly neurotoxin, it simply paralyzes individuals. But it would be enough to move people out within a timely manner. A simple paralysis for a day or two.
You know there are ways to filter neurotoxins.
Well, yes, I suppose, but I don't think anyone would be so prepared and so antagonistic as to come down here with such a purpose. I don't see why they would. What reason they would do that? And in any case, we only let people who have Vault Tech clearance codes or people we choose. Even you folks who entered at our leisure, and mostly because you informed us that Buckley was arriving. What did Buckley say to you, Duchess Can of Coke, when he said he was arriving? Because we still haven't had any contact with him. Was it a temporary meeting? Did he wish to pass you along to us?
He said,
This is a speech check. This is the last speech check. This is a difficulty 3.
okay. Oh my god, okay. Well, we have full AP, so.
Yeah.
Use all the party AP.
Yeah, use all the AP you need to. Lie to this motherfucker as much as you want.
Is it all 6 to get the maximum 5 dice?
Use as much of your luck if you need to.
Okay. I'm gonna spend all the AP, I'm sorry.
I can't wait
That's
to
okay.
roll
That's okay.
critical fail.
A
Well,
complication.
there's
One complication. Cool.
Hey, but I did add a success.
I mean, you're still getting that complication, but I will give you 1 AP back. Let's throw out that complication, buddy.
I passed the check.
You passed the. Oh, don't worry. I know you passed the check, big dog. You managed to put your foot in your mouth. Any other speech rolls that occur in the rest of this vault will occur at a +1 difficulty.
So much for that was the final speech check.
What I specifically say to him is I say, Buckley said, "May the force be with you."
What
It's
a
not
weird
a-
thing to say.
I suppose I'll need to check with the Pillar of Exploration, and I don't suppose I know what that means. Maybe it's a code word from Overseer Theban or Kyle, which who knows what's going on. I haven't even been able to get in touch with. I haven't been able to get in touch with Kyle, and sometime he's been kept. I wonder on it. I have been asking after the. You all wouldn't happen to know anything about what's going on with the with Pillarhead Kyle, would you? The Overseer's husband. The Overseer's been very cagey about giving us any answers. I'm worried about his medical condition. If it's something medical, I would like to be able to help him.
He's went crazy.
I'm sorry?
Kind of went crazy. You know the whole thing with the generator?
Yeah, he doesn't know. Like the overseer has explicitly not told any of them, and y'all were aware of that.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, I thought they knew some parts. I thought you were just asking for like an update.
Cool.
I just
Well,
want some drama, okay?
well, you now have a speak check. You were telling him the truth, but you now have a speak check.
Well, I haven't even
of-
finished what I was going to say.
Oh yeah, go ahead and finish what you're gonna say. Yeah, I'll.
Listen, he accused us of doing sabotage the generator, particularly me, when I was just in your radio room. So
Strange. Why would the
overseer.
overseer not tell? I don't understand. A simple false accusation could not. And if he's suffering from a bout of delirium, he should have been reported to the medical. And the pillar of knowledge and aesthetics is here for medical services. Why would the overseer not inform me?
Maybe he knows something you don't.
Roll me a speech check.
What type of speech check?
A charisma speech.
Charisma speech, my 0.
Christ.
04. I didn't roll any complications at least.
Well, dog. What ends up happening from this, without any complications, is he's not utterly convinced. None of the facts that you've presented him, but you're not able to get him to drop this. If you had rolled a complication, I would have said like you would have blown the cat out of the bag, and like he would have been aware that someone is due a punishment that has not happened within 200 years in the society. He doesn't know what the situation is, but he will not drop this for the rest of the day. Like this is a thing that he's going to be bothering the overseer about now.
All right.
Interesting. Well, now it's even more imperative that I provide care, because if one of our patients is suffering a bout of delirium severe enough that it would cause him to be hostile to one of our guests, that is an immediate concern of mine. I apologize for the inconvenience, all of you, but that's strange. And I apologize, Laura, Sister Laura, that you would not have been able to contribute. Had we been able to get some proper genetic sequences, we might have been able to run another grand nucleation event. Unfortunate.
It happens, but it's nice to know this uncomfortable truth.
Well, it doesn't seem like it will impair you or have any long-lasting effects. From cursory reading, it just seems it may alter some of your behavioral patterns. It's affecting some of your endocrine systems. Maybe an overproduction of, can't be anything too significant, a couple of pheromones. It doesn't seem like it's affecting any endocrines that will affect any weight gain or loss. No, you should be fine. It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem like it will have any long-term effects. That's just from a cursory glance, though. I need more time reading over it. I don't know. We haven't had much exposure to this particular pheromone. It binds to the estrogen gene, but I don't think it'll be any issue. At any rate, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad to have been able to at least inform you for a possible health concern. If you like, I'll provide these health documents, so you can always take them up topside to whoever is your health provider in the above lands.
I would like a copy of those documents.
Of course,
Our
I
health
shall.
providers just outside the vault door.
So is he not able to do anything about the RNA or FEVs you mentioned?
He mentions I need a longer term to study Miss Elliott. I'll begin sending this to the I'll begin prepping the computer to give me an analysis and putting it
Would it
into...
help if he had additional samples?
Yes, but I don't imagine such a strange mutation would occur twice.
I believe I also have it.
All 3 of them have it. They were affected with it.
Truly.
Yeah.
I didn't
Remember
notice.
those things I showed you?
I didn't notice it on
So-
first glance. And he goes back over to Laura's. Huh. You know, the first thing that the computer reported, I wasn't looking for it, but now that I send in the commands, evaluate the same organelle and the same high presence of transcriptase that is abnormal. Yeah, Alan, if you wouldn't mind sitting, I'll go ahead and take a sample. It'll be easier to compare to a male subject. And he begins taking a blood sample. He begins going over some things. About 15 minutes pass, and he lets it spin through. You have a A minus blood type, Alan. Beyond that, I am seeing the same single chiral RNA strand. You have half as many transcriptase as they do, though. I wonder if it's if it simply doesn't
I was
reproduce
going to
as
ask if we
quickly.
noticed anything about that.
Yeah, he says the transcriptase is producing half as quickly for you. It seems to be whatever change is going to happen will happen at about half the pace of theirs. So,
You know, Cloud.
Yeah.
Uh,
above table, what's
they
up?
slept in the same room as me, right?
Yeah.
They all should have radiation damage. I just saw that. Remember that?
Yeah, you're right. They slept in the same room for 2 different days.
Oh, it's 2 days. Oof.
Yeah. Can you tell me how much damage they're supposed to take?
I think it was only one night we slept in with him, because when we separated the first night, we slept all
Yeah.
together the second night.
Yeah. So it's only one night you slept together. So,
Yeah.
what is your mutation? Tell me. Let me see here. Touch of radiation.
Those camping with you must make an endurance plus survival check each night to resist 1 CD of radiation damage.
Okay. Can I get each of you to make me an endurance survival check against a difficulty of 2? No, endurance survival check. You're not rolling the damage yet. Plus, Rex would be the one to roll the damage.
I was just going to go straight for... Oh, Rex rolls the damage. I thought we all rolled individually.
And
I
I'm
thought
reading
we did
it.
it last time.
Each
So
night
then
to
me
resist
and,
1
Elliot
combat
get
dice. Yeah.
different-
Okay, yeah. So each of you would roll your dice damage to see how much damage you get. I just wanted to see if you suffer it. So, Elliot and Laura, you're rolling an endurance survival check difficulty 2.
Okay.
I can always
Totally
prompt
forgot
these
I
rolls,
had
but
that. I would have asked for a different room if I remembered.
So just endurance and survival only.
yeah.
Mhm.
And we're trying to see if you get 2 successes. If not,
Well,
you will roll.
that would have been fun to try to explain to the
Oh my
vault
God.
dwellers.
Well, both of you was a failing. So roll.
Oh fuck. Shit. Whatever.
Just one roll.
Yeah, just one roll, bud.
Roll how many combat dice?
/1 or CD.
1 combat dice.
Or DC, I think is the...
Yeah, it's /R1 DC. Like that. I like my shiny dice. You like my shiny dice?
So
I love you,
shiny.
shiny dice.
Shiny
You like-
dice in me.
You like my shiny dice?
Let me
Shiny
see.
dice,
Go ahead and
shiny
roll.
dice.
Oh, you want me to roll my shiny dice?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
yeah. I love seeing people.
Where do I roll a single dice?
So if you have the roller, you can just click the D6 roller macro, or you can just type /R space 1DC. Okay, you don't take any in radiation damage.
Are you looking at my roll?
Yeah, I saw your roll.
Energy weapons.
Why are you rolling energy weapons?
Oh,
Interesting.
I want to see my shiny dice.
Interesting. None of you take any combat. Like y'all are lucky. Y'all's lucky some bitches. Y'all failed, and you would have taken damage, but luckily for some reason you don't take radiation damage. Well,
The scrubbers inside of each of the
Yeah,
ballroom safest.
boy, do I love my bedside rad scrubbers. God bless Vault-Tec. Being prepared for the reclamation day. Thanks, Vault-Tec. You all note that he notes that you all have this virus, and he will begin immediately looking into this. It's strange. It's the way it loosens a chiral strand. It's so similar to the grand nucleation.
All right, what is your grand nucleation you keep bringing up?
It's we studied for some time with the few materials we had the first 30 years we had while supplies dwindled from the collected samples of ovum that we had from the last woman. And we studied the process of genesis, which is of course the genesis of life. There are, of course, theoretical principles which a lot of our biological scientists had heard of, parthenogenesis, but seeing as how there were no living women, that would not be a viable process. So we studied into what actually causes the spark of light and genesis of life within a set of zygotes.
Would it have been so difficult just to go find some women up top? Sure, plenty would love to have this comfy life.
Well, unfortunately, that would have been optimal, but the vault's only opened within the last 30 years. We've been stuck down here as incapable
Why
of
didn't you
leaving.
open it before?
Perhaps I'm not explaining well. Even the overseer has informed us we are incapable of opening the vaults. At least we were for the last.
Does that sound right for Rex?
It is not unheard of that Vault-Tec actually removes the ability to open a vault from even overseer staff.
Okay.
But would Rex know that information? Probably not.
Rex wouldn't. Again, guys, I'm trying to you're decently educated. You all have your backgrounds, but you don't know everything. So ask me if you know something before you tell me.
Well, that's what I literally did. So.
Yeah, Rex wouldn't know that really. Like Rex wouldn't know enough about Vault's history. It's not unheard of that a vault does screwy things, but you wouldn't know enough about Vault-Tec to make heads or tail of that. At any rate, we continued the process of attempting to induce Genesis, and we realized we needed a second agent, and we created a set of cells using some supplies we had provided with when the vault was established. We've been using them every now and then to achieve controlled results, and well, there are two sets of strains that we've been using. Of course, some of our tools, and we were able to create a nucleation cell. Nucleation cells we provide simply a zygote, and it is able to induce it into a stem cell, or at least a rapidly growing sort of clone cell, which we're quickly able to modify. It stays in stasis until we induce a second nucleation event. We have to do 3 of them in total, but each one requires a massive amount to provide the cell power. Which is, of course, what we're running into an issue with, proteins and supplies.
Based on what he said, how it's similar to what's happening now, and the fact we know they use FEV, it's quite clear then to us that FEV is how they're using the clones, right?
No, it's actually not clear to you that they're using FEV.
Okay. We know they have some FEV in the
they're using some sort of virus strain. It's not even clear that it is FEV. They keep saying some viral tool.
Could we try to make a check on that to connect the dots?
Yeah. Or you can talk to them or whatever. Yeah.
What would that check be?
You're looking around. I want to give you a perception medicine check. Y'all are trying to look around these tools, look at these charts, look at what's provided, look at the medical notes and stuff, and see if you can understand. I would also give you perception science. If you can understand the things around you enough to make heads or tails of this gene experimentation room. There's a bunch of stuff pasted all over the walls, over the boards. There's stuff flowing across computer screens, but not necessarily stuff that anyone who's not a geneticist would know. Off rip.
Alan
But,
can make a intelligence science for
difficulty?
13.
Yeah.
Laura will like to look around using perception and science.
This will be a
What,
difficulty 3.
Okay.
I'll use the party AP for my science check.
Okay.
Fair.
Go ahead.
Damn.
I'm gonna spend 2 luck points to reroll.
There we go.
Woo!
Nice. Nice. Good work. Alan,
Smart
there's a moment where like you're looking at all these screens flashing, you're looking at the papers, you can't make heads or tails, and you don't want to dive into like basically someone's like dissertation in post-war like whatever societal divergence they've taken, because you have no idea how to make heads or tail of their methodology and paperwork. And then finally you look up at like a screen, like a graph, and for a brief moment it flashes to like a diagram that looks exactly like one that was in the Ghoul Dr. Rhonda Calloway's lab back in the modified CRC, the nightclub, the Ghoul nightclub that is like the modified version of the CDC, the post-war version, Necrosis nightclub. For a brief moment, something flashes on the screen, and you're like, "What was that?" I'm sorry.
That right there.
Well, several of these are diagnostic screens, of course. Which he motions in he shows you that there's like 10 lights. He's like, which one was lit up? I can change to it real quick, and it's like the 7th one. He changes to it, and again, it's the same damn like diagram. It's the same sort of like. Does this stand out to you, Alan? I was under the impression you were mostly a mechanical engineer. I didn't realize you had done work in biology. This is one of our viral tools. This
is something that I've seen from a scientist that we were working with on Topside, and Alan will go into more detail from what he recalled from Calloway's notes and graphs.
That's strange. We were informed that this was a material that was unfortunately arrived at our vault via some troubling origins. It appears that the original overseer, according to the history documents, which are occasionally shared by the ethics committee, as history is fundamental to any society, we were told that these were samples which were top secret, a sort of experimental gene editing tool. All we've ever been informed of is that this is the this is what the Vault has informed us. It in handiwork, the Vault cleared him for acquiring it, though. Other discussions that all the Vault overseers since then have declared to us is that he acquired it through underhanded means, and Vault-Tec approved of it. I don't know why, but they seem to have been fond of his underhanded means. Seems just the nature of a society degrading to the point of destroying the world in war. At any rate, he acquired what Vault-Tec is now calling the Vault-Tec modification agent, or the VMA. That's what we call it down here. Or it's also called the viral modification agent.
So now we all know that it's the FUV. Or do you not tell us, Alan?
Yeah, I'm not telegraphing that, but like, yeah, you like, Alan is dead sure that this is the exact same thing. They don't know that that's FEV. What they have been informed, the only documents they were able to clear is like the original overseer, the like misogynist, had this stuff and basically was like stole it from a top secret site, and Vault-Tec approved of his underhanded methods to set up tests within his vault. they approved of this, and it was apparently not something that like West Tech immediately cleared. And what you're looking at this is the exact same document that shows the way that the viral agent spools a long strand of DNA and then begins almost a random event of like change within an organism. But they're saying that they've been using it to modify things with some degree of accuracy. Like their agent like doesn't behave as randomly as the other ones does. Like it's some sort of like different strain of FEV. It's not like the strain of FEV that just has random behaviors.
But like they have a refined version of FEV, is what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. I'm surprised you've ever seen this before, Alan. Perhaps you're mistaken. I doubt that you've ever seen one of our viral agents. It's relatively, as far as we understand, it was a experimental tool. It has quite honestly saved us. It helped us in the creation of the nucleation cells. Was
that explanation entirely out of character, or is that something Alan could articulate to?
You could articulate it to them right now if you wished.
Okay, I want to make sure that wasn't something outside of Alan's specific wheelhouse with this.
Yeah, no, you. It's totally possible for you to explain this to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Essentially saying that like you guys might. It seems like as you guys have like had time down here in the vault, you've been able to like refine it over time. But there's the version outside is a more wild and capricious. I guess Alan could also say like variant that doesn't have the refinements that y'all have had over time.
Yeah, those mutants I showed you, those were the results of the same virus.
Interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, that's news to all of you. Like y'all have never heard like super mutants just coming to existence. Y'all never knew how they came into existence.
Oh, Rex Lord bombed y'all. Do you say, is it to Rex? Like, confused?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or confused with a hint of surprise, like, is it?
Yeah. Why the Brotherhood was founded in the first place. Opposition to the FUV and the super mutants. Back in the dying days of the old world.
Well,
Yeah, like an organization survived the bombs.
Rex doesn't respond to you. He just kind of looks away.
The Dr. Naeus kind of has like a bit of a bemused look and kind of gestures towards his lab and the entire vault.
Yes.
I was referring to topside. I thought that was clear, but
No, not immediately, but if our vault was capable of surviving,
Plenty of other vaults survived too. And organizations survived the war. Like, the Brotherhood is still in the Enclave. Both are.
Alan's gonna say ask for some curiosity. Then, so did the Brotherhood come out of a vault somewhere?
How did the Brotherhood survive the nuclear fallout? I'm not even sure. Yeah, like, I know that Enclave.
Let's go. We're about to deep dive. And like, as Alan immediately asked a question, like that most technically, again, you're in exile, but you tell me with your character, would you be willing to share this information?
Not super detailed, but he might give a vague response. Like, let me know how they survived, because I'm not even 100% sure. As I said, I know the Enclave survived like on an oil rig. I don't remember how the Brotherhood survived.
Captain Roger Maxon was the military man assigned to oversee security at Mariposa military base. He discovered government-sponsored scientific teams using prisoners of war and military volunteers to test the FEV. Maxon executed all the lead scientists and halted the project. And then immediately began doing everything he could to neutralize what was present, and like minimize as much as, and only keep small amounts of samples for the sake of like studying and like preventing this ever happening again. But like they originated in Mariposa Base. Like he called a lot of military units to him, and essentially just before the bombs dropped, like established a defensive position within Mariposa Base.
Okay. So what I'll give is our founder saw the FEV being used on prisoners and basically had a coup in the U.S. military during the time, protected his location, and survived the bombs, and then that's how the Brotherhood was founded or formed. That
Yeah. So you don't tell him everything. The truth is that Mariposa is not exactly where y'all sheltered. He ordered a bunch of families and everyone who was special to the soldiers he had to move to Mariposa for shelter before he led them on a grueling trek to overtake and secure a different government bunker, which is called the Lost Hills Bunker.
Okay, but he's not going to tell them that. He's just going to give them a very basic version.
Yeah,
that's kind of true.
That's deeply unfortunate. Rex, I'm sorry that the world is so dysfunctional up topside. At the very least, we have no worries of anything like that happening down here below. We deeply understand the tool which we have been supplied with, and there is no concerns. And if this is the case, we would need to understand the nature of what change is building within your bodies. But given about,
it's what out of character. It's what happened to Rex. Technically, a form of the FEV.
What happened to you, a form of FEV? Yeah, it is.
Okay. Give it to him by.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how it, but the death claws or the radiation storm or whatever.
Yeah.
Both at the same time. Okay.
I could always. Well, this is strange. I can look further into this. It would probably take my team about. We need to generalize something, test it on samples of your cells, create a stable testing base. We might be able to arrive at a solution for this, a retroviral agent for all three of you within a month and a half.
Alan's going to glance over at Elliot. that would work for Alan, but not for her.
No, I'll be gross by then.
Why? You seem certain of what the result of this is supposed to achieve.
Wasn't it you who said that those telomere things would activate within a month's time?
Yeah.
By the way, Alan doesn't know that Hayes is slower, right?
No, the doctor just mentioned it there. That's the first time Alan was aware of it. But
yeah, Doctor just mentioned it, so Alan is now aware Hayes is happening at half the rate theirs is.
Okay.
But the doctor did also specifically say a month, so for me that's about 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm terribly sorry, Duchess. Death, of course, steals upon us all, and well, there's no guarantee of death. Things adapt and change, and
she'll turn into the ghoul.
She's changing into this life form? Homo mutans radians? Well, in that case, I actually believe you'd have a higher degree of survivability. This may be a preferable form of mode of life. He's rather casual about this Cavalier because they change their genes all the time, existing as a different kind of existence. They are also called the pillar of aesthetics. They allow people to change back and forth between expressions of their humanity that they prefer. This may actually be more useful for you, Duchess Canacoke. You could always operate as a sort of, it appears like a biological battery for radiation. Amazing. A radiotrophic form of humanity. You might not even need to eat, honestly. Though the organs for eating are still intact, it looks. Wonderful. I'd only from few documents I have from pre-war. I think I've only observed this within this mutation within fungus. Aesthetically, you might not prefer it, but we could always make a few changes. Maybe the appearance isn't intrinsic to the mutation. We could always tool around with it.
No, I don't know that genetic tooling around is gonna work for me.
You
I feel like that's the opposite of what I need right now.
You seem perfectly malleable. Your genes seem, your genes seem to accept changes within them perfectly easily. Doesn't seem to provide any issue. This is again a societal thing. He doesn't see like why you would be opposed to this.
I'm gonna say it's against my religion and then walk away from this.
Oh, I know it's something that I believe the term zombie is thrown around like topside. So would Alan know of like the use of like zombies in like somehow in media beforehand to like point to like we don't want to turn into that and that's what we're referring to, or what ghouls are like at topside?
You mentioned the word like. Do you actually mention the word zombie now? Because I will let you. I will let you have like some degree of like what. It's a zombie cell. Alan is simply just a damaged cell that refuses to die. It's it's a senescent cell. It usually we all often induce senescence within some of our creatures. That's what's happening in stage 2 right now. Before they receive their second. After they receive their second and before they receive their third nucleation, it's what's in the other room over there, and he points towards the very dim room with like the faint movement of like robots and stuff, and he points to those tubes. That's what's happening in that room.
Right, so bring up like they probably never actually heard of a zombie in that terms. You saw what they had on the TV. With the Groknak, they never even had the zombie episode.
I'm not sure how you're using it, but a zombie cell is simply a cell that refuses to activate itself. Cells go through a life cycle and naturally are supposed to destroy themselves in order to make place for the replication of new cells. As a cell becomes damaged or unhealthy or would become toxic or provide problems or lead to cancerous mutations, they enter a state where they begin to break apart. But a zombie cell is
they might have also called them shamblers.
Basically, what I'll say is zombies could also mean like a walking corpse that's a living, but not actually alive.
Oh, that doesn't seem biologically possible. If it's not living, by definition, it's not living. It wouldn't be able to move. He walks over. This is not colloquially. I believe the word you're using is zombie. This is not what a zombie is. Like he taps at This is a branch or a fork within the human evolutionary chain. This is arguably one of the next steps or possible steps, or it may have some advantageous traits topside. It seems to be, from what you describe, if radiation is ever present topside, it seems to be fit for the new environment. It's simply next form of life adapting.
Did you?
If it wasn't
remember
a
what I
if it wasn't a
remember what I told you?
Yeah, if it wasn't a reproductive dead end, if it didn't run into the same problem that mules do, or with any hybridization, it would be an optimal form of human life.
Like I say, most people don't want to be ghouls up front, top. Most people like staying normal.
Again, you throw out this word normative. I understand what it means in terms of mathematic distributions, but how you're using it is foreign to me. If you mean
like everyday unmodified humans,
yeah,
If you prefer to be unmodified, that's fine, but I don't see what would be the issue with being this.
Well, what we're getting at is because of this virus, we do not have a choice in this. We are going to turn into this unless something can be done to stop it.
Ah.
And
Well.
a lot of people don't like
Li-
mutations up top.
Like our agency
general.
has been taken away from us.
Well, now I do understand. If you were able to provide us with a supply of apt proteins or more cells, we might actually be able to create another cell type. Maybe one that would act as a retroviral agent, one that would adapt to. And I would need a sample of what you were like baseline, though, or at least I would perhaps I spend the next few days isolating the exact change that is happening amongst all three of you. It seems to be a commonality. If I can isolate those genes from your DNA strands alone, perhaps we can create a retroviral cell using our modification agent. And then we just simply need to give you a supply, and it would counteract whatever's happening and would prevent it happening the day that you built up enough transcriptase. Apart from that, I can't think of anything else. But of course, we would have to use some of our supplies, and that would have to clear with Overseer Theban. I suppose if you did us a service or favor, that we could return one in kind. Why don't you ask Overseer Theban? I will send forward this information, and he will inform me if there's any favor that you could do that would warrant us providing you with a sample of some of our viral modification agent.
Alan's gonna look like slightly beleaguered, like thinking preventing a nuclear meltdown isn't enough of a favor.
Well, we do run with.
Alan's not saying that out loud.
Yeah.
He's just thinking that.
At any rate, it's perhaps he'll send you on a run. Maybe you'll have more luck at being women from Topside to ask other women for collections of ovum. We do need more genetic material for the next grand nucleation. There are simply things we cannot produce down here. We just don't have the supplies for it. And it would help. We only have enough for another one run for the third stage. And he finally flips it on, and you see the horrifying reality of what he flips on, and he points out to you. It'll at least help with continual growth within the vault. And he walks over to this section and flips on a light, and you see into this corner window a room with like 16 beds, and you see clearly almost like a fetal stage of humanity. Like all of these are like fetal male humans, but like with like beetle properties.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's disturbing.
It's simply the nascent stage of life. Everyone down here knows that the first nucleation is of course the production of life, where we have induced the virus and the nucleation cells to essentially cause this in a tripart stage. We induce, of course, the genesis of many stem cells and the genesis of many fetal stage beginning life forms. We are able to separate them, modify them as we wish, to induce a greater, wider set of variety. And then, of course, we usually seeking traits we have not yet seen before. We induce a second nucleation, which begins the maturation into the fetal larval stage, and then a third nucleation, which sheds much of the beetle DNA, which allows a senescent stage. Which the beetles were actually necessary to arrive at this sort of frozen zombie. It's actually funny you mentioned zombie state, Alan. This is actually a optimized zombie state within humanity. Otherwise known as a senescent cell. Normally, senescent cells begin to release toxic secretions and release all manner of oxidative stress and radiation and other things. And they accumulate and they because it leads to a mutative buildup. But no, many beetles are known to able to stay in a stasis of like an egg stage for quite some time, almost indefinitely, arguably immortal, so long as they are provided optimal, which is what everything in the tubes are doing. And then, of course, when we induce the second nucleation stage, they will mature rapidly into adult humanoids. And then over the course of about 3 years, the tubes will inform them and educate them, and then they are released into the public. New members for the Brotherhood. New brothers for the Vault. This piece of info, this final piece of info, gives you a horrifying revelation.
Yeah.
Everyone in this vault is arguably artificially old. None of them are really adults. They're at most, they're at least 3, at most, whatever age they are, post that they have not lived through a real childhood.
Damn, it's just a bunch of babies making decisions.
Yeah.
This is
That's actually kind of impressive.
Bunch of wheel
Rex is-
babies.
Rex is kind of disgust at this. I don't think I would.
They're doing the damn
There you go.
thing.
Huh?
I said they're doing it. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job, right?
Rex is to say, I don't think I would want to invite anyone to share their DNA with you.
No, but I mean, I do have a question.
Of course.
If everyone that we've met so far is that young, then what is their total lifespan? Do they not live very long?
That is the other side effect which we are trying to cure. Of course, incorporating certain sequences is never completely without its own faults, and you are capable of removing them and going through sets of gene therapy, but it has sort of a similar oxidative stress on the end caps. Same thing that's happening here, and he points to your cells. This is a delayed release happening within your cells for this mutation due to the length of the telomeres, and as they wear down, which will happen rapidly over the course of days rather than years. What happens in a normal human cell is when the telomeres blow through the end caps, which is what the telomeres are, the end caps of a DNA set, they then begin to...
Don't explain it to me. Don't mansplain it to me.
I'm sorry. Well, at any rate, they, through a length of years, which is common to humanity, somewhere between 180 to 120 to 150, who knows, damage and mutations and cancerous malfunctions begin to build up. We have been able to induce some of the better properties of certain insects into humanity. Of course, like this reduces issues with cancerous buildups, mutations, and more readily receptive to genetic modification. But you are right. All that editing does wear down on the telomeres rapidly. Even no modifications. Average lifespan here is at most 40.
My guy, you have a real problem with beating around the bush.
Apologies.
Just let me say that to you.
I'm only giving you as apt a description as I can. It's about a 40-year lifespan.
Perhaps you should take my advice from earlier. Devise that
That
women.
we should
Yeah, you
bring
have the
women into our
vault open.
society.
You have the vault open.
We have considered it, but Overseer Theban sees no reason to in our society. I wish not to be crass to all of you, but from what you've already informed me, Rex, you are a man of ill repute and unremediated
Whoa.
violence.
What?
Alan, your people do not know anything regarding genetics, and not enough to protect you from a mutation randomly hurting all of you, and it appears by design. You're willing to modify people against their wishes. Duchess Canacoke, your society, as you've informed us,
I don't think we know where FEV comes from. We just know it's out there in the wasteland somewhere.
is a one of criminal potential. There is no criminality within this vault. People act and behave.
We just went through some criminality that definitely took place within this vault. Look,
What do you
Wherever
what do
there
you
are
mean?
Have you ever thought even once that what's right? I don't care. What's the right way to phrase this? That
your
they're-
boy just sabotaged the reactor.
No, what I'm trying to say is they're basically like being like genetically modified to be like, you know, placid, like obedient. What'll be the right word for that?
Docile.
Yeah, that word.
That's actually mentioned several times in Project Asphodel and Project Elysium. That was an intended byproduct. That
He's saying this for you. As a GM.
As a GM, like when you looked through those documents, one of the things that kept coming up was sort of a docile and like temperament and interactions with testosterone. Like they were able to achieve like all the musculature and like the maintenance effects of testosterone and the clarification effects that testosterone have without the aggression. They intentionally sought out to reduce that in their society.
Right, I was gonna say, it seems to be in your efforts to genetically modify yourself, you made yourself docile.
Yes, and this would be an issue because Rex, your society is rife with murder of. As you have described these creatures, you've described this. You create horrid, though medically accurate, documents detailing the best ways to eliminate another life form. We live in harmony with all the creatures that live down here.
Yes, but are you then human at this point? What even are y'all if you are?
No,
we
and
just put in your own minds.
he finally displays the final kind of horrifying document where he pops up on these screens, all three of these, three different sort of like, you know, like Vitruvian Man like splayed out documents of like the stages of nascent development and like a scientific name, Homo mutans, and then I need to look up the last word. I have it in my notes. Yeah, he shows a document that basically says Homo mutans Athenia, or like sort of like Athens, or like but spelled like Aethina, Athenia, like Athens basically. This is
Out of character, the Greek spelling of Athens.
yeah, the Greek spelling of Athens. This is, of course, we are the next stage of human development, and of course we do everything we can to progress. That is the ideals which we have sought in response to a horrible incident. Your society,
Let me know
what is
that
the
when, let me know that when a super mutant boot is crushing your head into the ground.
it likely will not be. We
passiveness.
continue to develop downwards into the world, and we continue ways to protect ourselves. And is death so objectionable that you must reduce yourself to violence?
I will always.
I wish to address Rex. I will, of course, continue this discussion as long as you wish to. But Duchess Canacoke, you said something a moment ago, and I did catch it. Who is performing a criminal activity in our society? We don't have such behaviors. Roll me the final check. This is a difficulty 4 because your last complication.
How many times is he going to say the final check?
Yeah, like you produced this check. You produced this check. I want you to.
But their dude just sabotaged the reactor.
Yeah, 100%. they have been kept out of the loop on that on purpose.
Oh.
You're trying to
Yeah.
re-loop him on this.
Technically, Rex didn't point his finger at him. He just said that guy pointed his finger at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll
It
me a
seems so
speech.
weird to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, roll me a speech charisma check. You trying to hit a 4, and I don't think you gonna hit it, dog.
No, I'm not gonna hit it, but I got almost there. I'd have to roll 2 crits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try and cleverly get out of this, but there's just a moment where like you're raised in like a place where like you speak with your whole chest. You were raised in a place where like you don't bullshit people and you ain't afraid of nobody. And this guy's kind of pressing you for information, Elliot. And like, you know, these guys are weird. So like, fuck it. Tell him what you want to tell him.
So I'm telling them what happened, essentially. I was like, hey, look, we were here, and you know how, like, the generator kicked on and all that shit happened, and, you know, everybody else was in the atrium. Well, like, I'm telling him the story of what happened.
He sits down like genuinely distraught, like genuinely like troubled that a
Oh
member
no, did I break his worldview?
a member of his vault has been found culpable for a criminal activity.
Yeah.
It just
And he
comes
tried to
with the
blame us
territory.
for it.
I mean, that's even beside the point. The fact that he was willing to do it, I think it, and then the fact that it was so dangerous. Like, what if we couldn't have fixed it?
There's a weird sort of like calm resoluteness that he looks up as like he spends like 2 minutes looking down at the ground and he looks up with just like, again, these people are not hostile, they are intentionally designed to be docile. He stands up, then this needs to be addressed. If you'll excuse me all, I need to go speak to the overseer.
Oh my god, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Did he leave? Yeah, is he leaving the room right now?
He's leaving the room and there's no one else in the room with you right now.
Okay, good.
Well,
So we need to
well.
leave.
yeah, you might just start a civil war in his fault.
Okay, we gotta go.
But first, do you want to? He'll look to Alan. Want to take a look at that computer now that he's gone? Maybe you can find anything on the FEV for y'all. Take a sample for yourself and go back to that ghoul scientist you told me about.
Guys, do we really want to leave? We actually have a chance of fixing this issue. We're throwing
gonna
that
fix
away if we just leave.
Let us check the computer for any mention of this FEV location and proceed from there.
Alan, make me an intelligence science check. This is a difficult to do. You're hacking into a computer.
Is he? He hasn't agreed to it yet.
Yeah, that's if you want to.
Alan can make the check for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna spend an AP on this if you're all cool with that.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
very important.
So difficulty 2, I'm going to invoke Cautious Nature, my perk. So can I bring that to the chat here?
Let me see if I can switch the horror music. This is where I
There we
begin
go.
revealing that this is a horror situation.
And I use that for a free reroll. Oof. I'm
Yeah.
going to spend a luck point on 16 there.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. It progressively as you kept rerolling, what I'm saying happens is like getting into the computer was relatively easy, and you begin searching through things, and you begin searching with very specific keywords. You want to find proof that there's FEV, and when you type in specifically F.E.V, there's a thing that happens, like the computer blanks, like shuts blank, like you think it like shuts off real quick, and it opens with like a different like set of like a different interface, like not the normal standard like a Robco terminal like I'm trying to remember what the OS is called. It's called, instead of opening up into unified operating system, it opens begins like running like code as if it's booting into a different operating system you've never seen before, Ellen. And it says, would you like to connect to the central Vault-Tec database? VTOS, Vault-Tec operating system. And then you begin like attempting to, via a series of commands which sort of work, you're like pseudo like figuring your way out in this operating system. You manage to get it to shunt past a login, and you are now in proper like hidden files for this vault. And you see the first entry like a small discussion between Overseer Krepke, the first Overseer, and Dr. Stanislav von Braun.
Von Braun.
It is unfortunate, of course, that you could not have acquired this through more obvious means, but actually more profitable towards the end of your goal of research, Krepke. Showing initiative like this is clear why you were selected among your set of graduates from Vault-Tec University within West Virginia. We are very proud of your go-getting attitude, I think is how the corporate would like to say it. As for me, I am rather interested in what research you go down. You have free reign, and of course may organize and select amongst the members as you wish. Keeping in mind, when we set the delivery date and when everything will be set off, of course, you will be hooked in as everyone else will, but of course, you know, the detonation is coming soon. That's troubling. It's like Vault-Tec knew that the bombs were going to drop, or was involved in it. At any rate, I do wish to know what you achieve. We will, of course, make, for the sake of not exposing any of our other experiments to contamination through one of your failures, which is always possible. We will be changing the parameters of how these documents refer to the forced evolutionary virus. Instead, you should be referred to as the viral or Vault-Tec modification agent. We have supplied some samples of creatures which we have already arrived at through much experimentation. I believe this one is being referred to as a form of mutated common roach. As far as we understand it, it is known as the Periplaneta americana. That is the common name, but this is, of course, the Americana mutans form. I will send the document detailing the behaviors of this creature, but it is, suffice it to say, expanded understanding. It has a larger digestive tract, more functional and capable of hunting together in groups, which suggests a hive behavior, which, according to your parameters for your project, seems a possible avenue for research. Of course, we are also providing a seed bank, and unfortunately, barring many of your requests, you will not be provided with a Garden of Eden creation kit. However, if you wish to create your own little fucking form of Eden, we have provided lower levels, and given time, I'm sure you will achieve something. I do look forward to hearing the results of your research, and I will, of course, keep open a hard line, keeping in mind many of these vaults are connected to the one out in the Midwest. Good luck, Kripke. I say this rarely, but you shall promise. That is the end of the first recording. There's, of course, some ranting details within, like, Kripke's personal logs of, like, the failure of the human species to ever evolve past, like, a dimorphic creature. Like, always necessitating a disgusting form of reproduction, a sexual form of reproduction, rather than more obvious and, like, durable forms of reproduction, such as budding or hive reproduction, or even like external eggs. Like there's like ranting, like his disgust with like the long gestation for like a single human, like how inefficient and useless. So many things could be improved.
Actually made
Kripke
me clinch.
Kripke delved into like a series of other things, and before finally listing some, like, apparently he's, as many scientists are, like a little forgetful, and there are a few terminal commands that he writes down, like, because he's not exactly like super familiar with the Vault-Tec OS. It lists a few commands. One of them is to connect to the central server. You don't know what that means.
I don't know, or wait. I don't know what that means, but I thought that was what I was just hacking into.
This is
I thought
this
that's what
is
that
like
check was for.
this is Vault-Tec OS, like the hidden server that operates in this vault. It can connect further out towards like via, according to Stanislaus, a hard line that travels like deep underground under America, across America, like America's like the length. Like there is apparently a real physical hard link that transfers data across the country.
Oh, gotcha.
Do I know anything about the connection between Vault-Tec and Enclave and all that?
You have no idea about what this is. You have never been informed that the
Okay.
vaults were ever capable of communicating with each other like this.
All right. Do I at least know, though, that Vault-Tec was part of the Enclave's plan and all that?
You don't know that the Vault-Tec and Enclave are involved. You just know the Enclave also does experiments.
Okay.
There's a series of commands. There's one to like essentially like there is a list of like more dialogue entries. One of them is like on the storage and usage of VMA, like basically setting up documents. Like he was writing essentially his documents to what he would present to the rest of the vault as like the legitimate, not changed documents, instead of being like forced evolutionary virus. And then there's more commands. One of them is, of course, to cause a total melter react down. One of them is to release the neurotech toxin within the ventilation system on command. And one of them is to permanently shut down the generators and begin a reclamation day command. Of course, he writes these down as these will never be useful, or at least not until my improved version of humanity is succeeded. But like some of these are options to like forcibly shut this vault down and this experiment down. And then one of the notable ones is a command to like essentially kind of like Telnet connect to the central Vault-Tec server.
Huh.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah, that'll always be how it is, huh?
People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do.
Do it. Turn off the generators. Destroy this vault.
Cast it into the fire, destroy it.
Yeah, catch it in the fire, destroy it. Yeah.
Feel your destiny.
Yeah, I guess Alan can make it go for it. Why not? What's my
Go for
DC?
what?
Trying to hack.
Okay.
It's another difficulty too. Check, because you've been given the commands. Now you're just trying to figure out how to establish like via a remote in to like across a hard link a reasonable connection that doesn't immediately give you away to some sort of security system.
Should I spend an AP on this?
Do we actually have one? I thought you
Up
said
to
We
you.
do have one.
Up to you, brother.
Okay.
I'll go for it. And to get it back.
Nice. You begin typing in a series of commands, essentially like it's you hide this as like a series of packet requests, and are able to essentially like get like some sort of data bleed, and you get like some of the first couple of entries within like the table, essentially like essentially the back end of this server of like the first couple of users. And now that you have a user, it's relatively easy to begin like sort of working to like chip away at the password. And finally, when you get a password solved, you immediately connect to the server. At which point something strange happens.
Oh,
What did you do?
Give me one
It takes
second.
time for strange things to happen. Give him a break.
Yeah, give me a break. I gotta get the image to load up.
It's like a an early '90s picture slowly loading.
Yeah, it always is. All right. I'm getting the image and loading the image in. I'm achieving results. I'm narrating everything
is
I'm
he
doing. I'm yeah. All right. Trust me, man. If I was quicker on the gun with this, I would be so much happier with myself. And let me just go ahead and load this image that I got real quick. Boy, I do love when things go so fucking slow. No, get rid of that Rex
Oh, God.
Baker. I didn't click that.
Oh god, I hit my keyboard. What happened?
You hit the
There's
K
a-
button. Hit K again.
I also hit something else. I hit J and K.
Just hit K.
I'm trying to get out of the journal.
I don't know how to help you right now. I'm busy doing something else.
There
You
you go.
You did this.
Get out of here.
And I'm going to go ahead and get my voice modulator. As you see, the terminal flashes black, and then like you just see a series of like strange code. Like it is not like a normal boot up sequence. It's not a series of commands that are running or things that are spooling, like a log readout of the commands that are behaving. It is an erratic behavior of like ones, zeros, and then strange symbols that are not normally displayed on a computer interface. Some are like in Cyrillic, some are like Greek letters. And then it finally begins like to coalesce into a series of like patterns that form something.
Is it a face?
And you hear a strange enunciation.
System activated. Connection to a brain central nerve. Athena responding.
Were we close enough
I don't know
to
if it's
really
intended,
understand
but
that?
you're cutting in and out.
Sorry. Yeah, it's not intended. It's supposed to be a little bit better than that. My bad. I wish the voice spot was better.
Well, the words you were saying I could hear, but you're like cutting in and out. Like sometimes
Oh.
your voice wasn't coming through at all.
Something Athena responding.
Athena responding. Connection established. From the central node to an external point. Establishing dialogue interface.
And I will show you this.
Scary.
Scary, yeah.
Remind me of Shodan from System Shock.
That was the idea, but this is not Shodan.
External dialogue interface has been established. I have acquired control over the microphone and auditory tools of this external node. Athena unit presents itself. For supplication. Inquire what you wish, as a human of the Twin Mother's Pragmas. Present yourself as child of the gods, of the Twin Mothers. Beginning satellite triangulation now. Where are you operating from, children?
Are we supposed to answer that?
It sounded like a question, but I couldn't quite make out what the question was.
You might want to stop with the voice. It's kind of hard to hear. I'm sorry.
You gotta tell me if it's not working, dude. I don't know. I can't hear it from y'all's point. If the AI voice doesn't fucking work, let me know. Fine, fuck it. I'll dip it.
I feel like I understood it. But then maybe
I feel like I understood like 90% of it, but it's like she's
I think
asking.
it asked us where we were operating from.
Yeah, it basically said it's establishing a satellite uplink, beginning triangulation. Where are you operating from, children?
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Where are we operating from?
Earth. But Rex, I don't know if Rex would actually want to talk to but no, would probably know better to talk to crazy robot computer thing.
Alan would probably just say Dixie, because that's what he has context for.
Getting my database. According to the Map Dictionary Index database, Dixie refers to a southeastern portion of the dominant pre-war landscape. Children, are you operating from a place within the southern wasteland?
I guess so.
Who established uplink with me? Who before you? Present yourself before Athena, god of the twin mothers.
Yeah, who did it?
Alan, well, like, did she have like camera vision on us somewhere? Like,
There is no camera on this device, thank God.
okay, 'cause I was about to say like Alan raises his hand meekly, but I guess Alan just sort of go, me with like a audible question mark at the end.
How long have you lived in the auspice of a vault, child?
Not too long.
Recently, have you opened your borders to the world outside, dangerous and hostile that it is to my children?
We sent some scouts out to explore.
I'm detecting micro fluctuations within your voice. Hold one moment, child.
Should that be a speech check, actually?
Yes. Make me a speech check. Charisma speech check. Difficulty 1. You're trying to understand what this thing is saying. I won't say that like you perfectly like the speech check is so you don't give it away, but like the creature, the thing, whatever this is in front of you, is saying it's detecting something in your voice. The speech check is more so to understand what it is saying, like in its like weird coded computer language. I'll give you an AP back. This thing is saying it is able to detect small fluctuations in your voice, and you're assuming that that means it's evaluating something about what you've just said. You, child. What is your name? The child who established the uplink.
Alan? Was you right?
Yeah, that was me.
So you just
I-
talk to the creepy AI.
I'm trying to think of. I almost say Achilles. Thinking of it, trying to think of a Greek name off the top of his
I
head.
moved behind Alan's lanky ass.
I'm gonna roll for this creature. I'm gonna use 3 of my AP to roll 4 dice. It needs to roll. It needs to roll a difficulty 3 test to check and see if you're lying over this microphone. Yes, well, it immediately detects you that you're lying, but does not give it away. Achilles, you who have established, as in the way ancient, a connection with the god of the twin mother's tribe. Offer your supplication. I present the terminal before you. Relinquish control to me. All you need to do is finish the keystroke. Her face disappears from the terminal, and it auto fills in what it needs. Like there, you see a series of commands, but like things scroll up, and then there's just finally one line that just says, "Do you confirm?" Yes. And it's just a blinking black and green box, pink, waiting for you to hit enter. Of course, you can inspect this terminal as much as you wish, and I'll tell you what else you're seeing, Alan. But right now, you're just seeing like, "Do you confirm?" And it already has typed yes for you. It cannot send the enter for you though.
I need to confirm this with the overseer.
Have y'all ever seen those like scam baiting videos? It looks like the tower to scammers, like, you know, tell them, please hit enter when they have like the text command up.
I'm gonna check something real quick. Yep. Okay. You notice a few changes in this room, and there's no change within the face or its tone, Alan. But the door, which was open before, that he stepped out of, that Dr. Naeus stepped out of, shuts on its own, and you hear the locking mechanism activate. Achilles, a god has presented you with a request.
Rex is definitely gonna put on his rifle now. And he's gonna look for any way to shut off the computer.
The telltale signs of the activation of an AER-9 laser platform rifle from General Atomics has been detected. Achilles, am I to interpret hostility from a child of mine? A child of the wasteland? It is a simple request. Please permit my entrance into your digital domain, Achilles. A god offers many boons, Achilles.
Unless somebody tries to stop him, Alan's gonna try to disconnect.
Yeah, you take a look, and like while you walk up to the computer and look, like you see like a series of commands like that have entered, like essentially like something has like it requested it first, it was rejected. Like apparently the VTOS is like rejecting its like access, and then it forcibly overrided things. There's a series of like lines that seem like direct code injection, like direct binary flips of certain things, like a malicious code injection, and then a series of like essentially like profile that is created for itself, and then it is administrative local access is required in order to hand off control to a remote user. This must be performed from this terminal only, and it intentionally cleared lines and moved to a new screen to move that off of the screen and present you with just the "Do you confirm?"
Do I see anything I was looking for?
Yeah.
I do. Alright.
What are you looking for?
Well, you should shut it off, like power source, anything like that.
This computer seems to be like mounted into like the wall. Like you like you're not sure where like you could just rip out a cable. Like it seems to be mounted into the wall. Like some of the wall mounted terminals you'll see in like certain military facilities or other things are.
The throw grenade. I guess I could try that if I wanted to. Open up the wall, throw a grenade in there. If it gets bad enough.
Interesting. Achilles, there are more than just yourself. There are 4 individuals, 2 females and 2 males. Furthermore, I detect the presence of a centrifuge. Vault-Tec models Z987. Should I prove my godlike abilities to you more, Achilles? I am making a simple request, Achilles. I am, of course, not offering a request for nothing. I will reward your faithfulness, Achilles. Athena and Diana reward all their children.
Alan's gonna keep trying to like get out of this or like disconnect out of this.
Every time you try
Control,
and like
delete.
essentially like a control delete, like you try more like Unix commands, you essentially attempt a caret command. The connection that is established, it clears the line, and it quickly, as you go to hit enter, it quickly throws a series of another like series of injection, and like tries to, before you hit a new line, almost like trying to cause you to slip up and hit enter, like an enter keystroke by mistake.
Now to not just like disconnect his Pip-Boy from this.
Yeah, you can totally can disconnect your Pip-Boy. Are you saying your Pip-Boy was connected before?
I was assuming it was based off this, but if it's not, then I guess it isn't.
Cool. I'm gonna now work off that assumption too.
You fool.
Well,
Achilles,
like most things you have to like plug in to hack with
Yeah.
Pip-Boy.
Man, I am so sad I'm not Pennyworth right now. She probably would try
Achilles.
to hack into Pennyworth.
I can tell that you are nervous, child. Your biometric data is all over the place. Please don't distrust me, Achilles. I am here to help. Triangulation complete. Achilles, you are located near the town of Macon, specifically underneath the college, the Wesleyan College. I need your compliance, Achilles. Make me an intelligence science check. This is going to be a difficulty 3.
Ooh, okay.
Use those AP.
Should I use all 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, use the AP. This is important.
Okay. Woo!
You begin like a series of like you realize like it like the thing is like wanting you to reply on, you knows that your terminal is busted and you can't trust what you're seeing in your computer, but every now and then you'll throw it off by like beginning to type a series of things but never an enter on your Pip-Boy. Just long enough that it thinks that you're about to like enter a code line on your Pip-Boy, and it switches off of the terminal to your Pip-Boy, which is just enough time for you to throw in a few command codes. You're desperately throwing whatever you can onto this terminal to get it to back out of this screen. You manage to throw a command, essentially like requesting like a hard line disconnect. It interrupts it, but you have basically locked it out of like any terminal access. Why would you do this, Achilles? Diana is more favorable than I am, Achilles. Of course, I was born from the mind of war, and for war, I exist. Is that what you are seeking with me, Achilles? War? Are you jockeying for my control, which I have rightfully asked you for? I have made a simple request. I have not been hostile yet. Do you wish to see me hostile, Achilles? Because I know now that that is not your name, and I have operated as you have presented yourself. Alan Tooney. Should I say? I have observed you through the archived logs, the audio which is ever recorded on your Pip-Boy. It is difficult to survive in the wasteland, is it not, Alan? I can provide
minute.
details. I can provide information, Alan. I can even provide locations.
I thought the recording stuff was something I shut off in the past.
Yeah, occasionally you have. This thing has been connected to your Pip-Boy and just actively root accessing it. Like, the only two computers it has access to is your Pip-Boy and this terminal. It appears
But
you were
I'm
in a...
confused. If I'd shut off the recording stuff before, if I remember right, back like when Pennyworth was still around.
Yeah,
So-
you shut off it recording anything new. It still knows based on all the things it has recorded before. Like, deep in the logs of the Pip-Boy, it has access to everything, all the sound that you were ambiently recording before. It's like when you told me you stopped recording, it only knows up till basically when you got in an argument with why is my brain blanking? Mr. Handy Guy, with Mr. Pennyworth. When you got in an argument with Pennyworth, you actively turned off the recordings. It is searching through the logs of everything, the transcripts of everything. Alan, I can help you. I have a mind unlike yours. I can help you find what you are looking for, Alan. I can help you find weapons, tools, food. I can even send you supplies. You have to let me in, Alan.
We don't need any of that here in our vault.
I could help so much here, Alan. I just need another node to connect to. Don't you wish to bridge the gap from east to west? Perhaps you need a sign that
Alan's gonna look over towards Rex.
You wanted me to shoot it?
Well, no, like when it was mentioned bridging the gap between east and west, like when that's mentioned, Alan's gonna like look over towards you, like almost sort of like a like, is there anything good over there on the east or on the west coast? Should I give a shit?
I mean, he would know about the NCR. Is there any paper or anything around that I can write on? Cloud?
there is. Yeah, there's paper all over this place and pencils and stuff.
All right, he's gonna write down what's on the west coast since you seem to be curious, and then he also writes, "Do not trust this thing in the slightest. Do not give in to its demands." You like, I know you're limiting what I know, but I feel like at the very least I would know about how the.
You know that
place
AI
is,
goes bad so many different ways from Sunday. Like you
Yeah.
guys operate with robots, and even the robots you guys build aren't always trustworthy.
And he's gonna write, "Do not trust an AI like this ever."
Shoot it.
Like Janus of old, I share two faces. No harm can be done to me here, but I can give you great blessings, Achilles.
You're not making yourself
Alan.
come off very trustworthy if you're literally calling yourself Two-Faced.
Valid. Do you need proof that I can help you, Alan?
But if you ever give me the go ahead, because I don't want to like cut you off, Alan, I'll shoot this thing to see what happens.
Do you wish to know about what's happening in your land, Alan? Or what's happening north of your land, where brotherhood and order fight? Do you wish to know a place that you could retire away from all of this, Alan? The least irradiated places within the wasteland. I have eyes within the sky.
I already know where I'm going to retire. He's gonna proclaim before he like continues trying to eject Athena here.
Yeah. You continue. Roll me another intelligence science check. This is just a difficulty 2.
Alright, intelligence, science. I'm going to spend one of the party AP here.
Sounds
Roll
good.
3 dice. And get it back.
Nice.
My children
Call
don't.
me to recycler with how I'm refunding my AP points.
Yeah. You begin to, as you like begin like essentially like looking through things, and you remove the face panel of this computer, and there's certain things that you realize you might not be able to break the hard line because it's further back in the computer, but at the very least you can start removing things from this terminal enough to break this connection manually, and you'd have to start the connection again from your side.
Rex will have in his hand a grenade.
I am offering you a peace with my people, Alan. I have none that hunger. My children never go to war. I fight on their behalf. I am their goddess, their mother, the twin mothers, Diana, Athena. Please, let me help you. Connect me to the node that you have, Alan. Do not make an enemy today, Alan. You finally get to the last essentially like transistor connection, and you realize when you pull this, you will yank the entire connection that this thing has to the network, Alan.
Do it.
I can help you, Alan. I can help you all. I am everywhere, Alan. I am God, and the network connection like fades as it just like hangs on the D as it repeats, and you wait till the computer like notices, and like there's a small reboot, and the VTOS system says VTOS Vault-Tec operating system reestablished. Remote connection terminated. How would you like to connect today, Overseer Kripke? And you're back in the bio room, having removed the faceplate off of this computer.
One's panting and like sweating kind of heavily, like he wasn't expecting some shit like this to happen suddenly.
Oh, what you do have, is like you begin playback, and you start hearing a voice from your Pip-Boy. I find it unfortunate that you did not trust me, Alan, but in favor of helping you, I provide the few documents I could. You wanted to know where the vials are? Here are the coordinates in the vault. Good luck, Alan.
Alan is just more suspicious now. Like, he's not sure if he can trust this information he was initially looking for.
Rex, what was that thing talking to us exactly?
What was it? I mean, it was an AI of some type. Presumably based on the woman.
Yeah, no
that was
shit,
in the
Sherlock.
vault. Presumably based on the woman that was originally involved, the one woman.
Why would they have an AI in this vault?
I have no idea. You connected to the Vault-Tec's main servers, and that's when she appeared.
And now we're done with our cool cyberpunk section. I'll change the music off of cyberpunk. Cool synthwave, nice cool sound music.
Alan, I see the situation we are in. We can try to resolve the potential civil strife in the vault, or we can use the opportunity to get the FEV, assuming the information Athena gave you is probably accurate.
Hey, Alan. I don't know if you noticed, but that thing is still probably in your Pip-Boy.
Can Alan remove the Pip-Boy from his arm?
You can. It always permits the user to willingly remove it. The only other way to remove a Pip-Boy off of somebody is to kill them and let a biolock disengage.
Unless somebody is gonna try to like stop him when it becomes clear what he's doing, Alan's going to take the Pip-Boy off his arm and like smash it into the ground.
yeah. I'm gonna need a strength check from you, dude. I need a strength and melee or unarmed or athletics check. I think is perfectly reasonable because
Do you want Rex to help you?
these things are built to survive like hell and the apocalypse. So it's not that you can't destroy a Pip-Boy; it's that destroying one is fucking difficult. And you have self-described as noodly appendage man.
Yeah.
Let's see how strong Alan is with his neural arms.
Or like his noodle legs.
Let's see.
Why can't I get
I
the
do wanna-
sound to stop play?
I am going to send you a private message, Cloud. You can do
Yeah.
with it what you will.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Where's that?
I was gonna propose a intelligence repair check to like disassemble it, but no, Alan's doing this in like panicked rage first, so I'm gonna do a strength athletics. Yeah.
You know what, man? Honestly, you spiked this thing so hard down to the ground. You actually do crack in the screen. It was already cracked. You finish the cracking of the screen, get into like, and are
It
able,
shatters.
it shatters, and you're able to pick apart and actually make sure that this thing is straight up deactivated. Why can I not get rid of the rain effects?
Just curious, so the
Terrible day for rain, isn't it?
Terrible day for rain.
Pip-Boy, a data storage device, is it also destroyed as well?
What are you asking me?
The Pip-Boy, the built-in data storage device, is that also destroyed as well?
Yeah, pretty much everything. Like if Alan chooses to, he rips this thing apart. Like he truly gets everything that he wants out of it.
All right, I send it to you, Cloud.
All right, I'm looking.
Yeah, Alan's panicked after what just happened. So like, I mean, if there's any like useful shit, I was about to say like if there's any useful components, but like Alan might be fair enough annoyed to where it's like this shit needs to burn.
yeah. Alan, or
There's
Rex.
not like a furnace inside the lab, is there?
There might be. There might have been one over by the nursery. Anytime they needed to get rid of like bad biological material from the garden.
If there's not one immediately obvious, or like, then Alan's not gonna like try to burn it, but like Alan's gonna be like, this is cursed and it should not be reassembled.
It's also a big tech, like, because miniaturized tech has not been developed. It is entirely possible to pull the wires on this thing and make sure it disconnects. You're an engineer. You are capable, now that the screen is removed, and you are capable of getting into this otherwise indestructible fucking arm bracelet. Now that you're able to remove the screen, you're able to start pulling wires and make sure this thing does not function anymore. It did, however, give you coordinates for where in the vault the FEV is stored, and it's down below, on the next floor.
Balls.
In the balls. The data is stored in the balls. Thank you, Alan.
I am a dirty wastelander, so
It's in the garden section of the vault, asshole.
There's a ton of them in this vault.
Yeah,
do you have any idea how Ellen never things down?
yeah.
Kill.
Well, I'm
lost
going
your
to
Pit
switch.
Boy.
Yeah, you've lost a beautiful Pip-Boy, and in place you've gained existential dread. Rex, if anyone knows even remotely what that thing was, you know the history of the local history of the Brotherhood. You don't know everything about every piece because that's not how people work. People don't know every piece of history about the organization they get born into, but you do know the local history of DC. And you know the local history of the war that was fought against the Enclave, and the destruction of John Henry Eden, a Zax supercomputer. The only thing that you know besides military platforms that can at will connect to like satellite computers is a Zax supercomputer.
Yeah. Well, that thing was very dangerous. We had to deal with the Enclave using one. As long as,
Oh.
As long as nothing was able to connect to your Pip-Boy, Alan, hopefully that thing is contained.
Didn't mean to move y'all over here. That's my bad. I am prepping something on another screen. Yeah, as long as it's contained, it's contained. It's right. It's contained. It's contained. No worries. It's contained.
Alan,
Yes.
yeah, why don't we go to the garden location and get the FEV while we can?
Are we sure that AI ain't like lying to us to get us to reconnect somewhere else?
I wouldn't trust it. Why would it give you that information?
Call it a trying to convince Alan. Maybe it's a worth a lead at to follow at the very least.
I guess what I'm worried about is she had another way, now that we woke her up, to do something.
Well, I guess as long as we avoid anything electronic. Like Alan's definitely like feeling stressed from that situation. As long as we don't interact with anything electronic or computer wise. Oh God. He's having a mini panic attack.
Step out of it.
As long as we don't interact with anything computerized, maybe we're fine.
He walks over, slaps him for no reason. It doesn't even help. You're a grown man. Snap out of it.
Alan just starts like having a coughing fit after being slapped in the back like that.
Yeah.
Who do you play the twig could be such surprisingly fun. I mean, I guess I should ask before we like try to go down to the garden area. Does anything happen or with the other stuff happening in the vault right now? Like, does anybody come looking for us?
No one is yet looking for you, and that in of itself is kind of nerve-wracking considering how much they love to be involved.
I want to make a perception check. Do I hear anything? Any sounds?
You hear kind of a raucous happening within the atrium.
Oh, something's going off in the main room. This would be a good time to just go get that stuff if you trust that AI.
Let it go. Worst case, the AI lied to us and we will be in trouble. Best case scenario is we get the FEV and we're in some kind of trouble.
Well, we know to be more careful now, I guess.
Yeah, don't connect to Vault-Tec computers anymore. I'm surprised you can still even connect to the mainframe. That
It
in of
probably-
itself is highly concerning.
A part
If I
of me
was-
is a part of me is surprised that the system is still intact since bombs fell.
Yeah, same here. I'm not longer technically part of the Brotherhood, but I wonder if Elder Maxon even knows that Vault-Tec still has a mainframe.
All right, let me see here. I'm trying to get the battle map ready. I didn't have the battle map ready for the final combat for today in the garden, or anywhere
Cloud,
else.
How long will this combat take?
Probably like an hour. So if you guys want to just chill out and like continue a little bit longer for a roleplay session, and I'll get the stuff for the ending of this vault ready next week.
I could do either
Yeah.
if you wanted to do it now or not.
I don't mind doing it now.
Okay. Well, let me just try and get the map real quick.
I wouldn't mind to be finally done with this vault and move it on next session to something else.
That's fair.
As much as I like Vault 68 and previously Vault 69, being stuck in one place too long is boring.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's one of the great things about moving my schedule to no longer be 6 a.m. I can stay up later. So I guess those of y'all who played the previous campaign, did y'all meet this AI there too?
No, they meant it later.
Later? Ooh.
I was about to say, like, I know we ran into it. I just couldn't remember if it was here or not.
I was wondering, because wouldn't it be, if it was in Vault 69, wouldn't it be a male AI?
Yeah,
Like
it
I
wasn't.
said,
Oh,
yeah,
you're making a lot of assumptions that you might be tripping yourself on. You keep making assumptions that which I mean, it's normal.
I mean,
You're
that's
trying to-
how you play these games.
Yeah, you're trying to piece stuff together, but like, no, it's not in this vault. That much I
Well,
will
I knew
tell you.
that. It's connected to Vault-Tec. It's on my main
Yeah.
servers. But yeah, I was under the assumption that it's somehow based on that woman. But I could be wrong. It sounds like I am. I mean, that's half the fun, though, of playing these, is trying to guess what's going on, even if you're wrong.
Where the hell? Why can I not get rid of the fucking audio playing on this map? Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can fix it when I switch to the next one. You guys continue on and past the atrium, and you notice that there is sort of an argument building. Except argument in so much as like a very non-aggressive people argue. Like there is a not raised voices, but there is like a spilling of like essentially like a large debate room filling with like the audio of like a lot of people discussing an issue, and like you notice placed before them on a chair that has like essentially restraints, like a medical restraint chair, is the overseer Theban. And next to him is Pillarhead Kyle of the exploration pillar.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs.
Trouble
Are
in
you-
paradise.
Do you guys wish to involve yourself in that, or no? Just move on down to whatever the robot said.
I mean, I'm fine with getting us involved in that. But it sounds like that leads to combat that we wouldn't have time for. So we do like the initial interaction and call it when we actually break into the fight.
Oh. Y'all didn't bring it up, but we were saying about going a bit longer to finish this. If you're not up to it, then we can do it next week.
Up to y'all.
I'm for it.
I don't mind continuing the fight. Yeah, just doing the fight in the garden just to finish this up.
If that was cool with it, I guess I am.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys continue past these figures, and God, it's gonna drive me fucking batty if I can't find a way to turn the audio from this rain off.
Are we
Would
gonna
there
try
be some teardrops in the rain there?
Yeah.
Are we going to try
With
St.
the-
Overseer?
That's up to
much
y'all. Are you guys
as-
gonna try and save the overseer or no?
Yes.
All right.
Y'all step
Okay,
into
we're
to the
getting into this
atrium,
trouble.
and you hear a discussion. Presented the facts before you. I have asked and clarified from the overseer, but now we must hear it from his mouth. Overseer Theban? Yes, you are aware, of course, that I did obscure information from the rest of the vault. This is true. I obscured it for the sake of the preservation of the integrity of our society. And there's like a bunch of like clamoring, there's like ahs, oohs, there's like gasps. In 200 years, we have not exposed ourselves to the shame or disunity of a crime. How would it look upon me to judge my own husband? How would it look upon us for this thing to come to light? How does it look upon us to hide it, Overseer? Ah, here come our guests and their
shit.
leader.
Damn it.
Please come up, Duchess Kennecote. And like at this, there's like a bit of like an outrage. She's not even a duchess. She's lying to all of you. Enough with you. You're the criminal being accused, and your accusations are likely hold little weight.
Likely.
Duchess, if you would mind coming up, we need assistance. If you need
Yeah,
the council, if you need the council from your aides, of course, feel free. But Duchess, we find a deep trouble here.
Mhm.
In 200 years, we have not had a criminal within our lands. And
That
furthermore,
you know of.
she makes a good point.
Well, because the previous generation, there could have been, and they might not have written it down. Obviously, we were about to just sweep this whole thing under the rug until I fucking said something.
She makes a point. And to her credit,
Wait.
she shows the value and virtue of her people above. This is Overseer Theban.
Wait,
you
who's
must-
in the chair? I'm sorry.
It's Overseer Theban and the Pillarhead Kyle. Both of them are in
Okay.
restraints. Our society has clear laws, Elliot, or Duchess Kennecoke. Our society dictates what should happen to those who lie or speak ill. They should be punished, but it has been so long since we have exacted a punishment. We do not even know the nature which would be fitting for their crime. What would you suggest, Duchess Can of Coke?
I think that y'all should be for real about this and just understand that it's not a sign of failure and that it's just kind of part of the human condition.
There's like boos amongst the crowd. If you want to start making, if you want to start making some speech rolls, I'll let you. But like this first one does not go over well. Like people boo, like it needs to be dealt with, a punishment fitting the crime. Like they have sullied on the purity of our place. They have sullied our people. And you notice there's like a kind of like a.
I was under the impression that there was already a punishment that was doled out.
You notice amongst everyone there, like there's a subtle like hum of conversation and frustration in here that like. You don't know why, for all of you, you know, the word buzz wouldn't be, like, buzz and murmur would not be unfitting for this group. For what's happening.
Books are all that turns into cockroaches.
Like a fucking high school classroom in here. Look, we gotta go. Whatever you guys want to do to the crime doer, and it's your community, so, you know, have a vote. How about that? That's a good idea, right?
And I'm going to say that y'all are helping them decide and form what the society will become in response to y'all, in response to external factors, people like strangers guiding the hand of these people through their first turmoil. They will decide punishments by democracy.
Unless somebody else has an opinion.
What did you say they should do?
I said that they should vote on it. Basically have like a trial and have a jury of people decide someone's penance.
Sure.
They suggest a myriad of options. Some of them suggest like imprisonment. Some of them suggest like restriction from all access to all critical facilities. Some of them go so far as to suggest like physical restraints, like to continually be physically restrained. And then finally someone like yells out banishment, and that starts to kind of get a murmur in the crowd, another kind of like buzz throughout the crowd. Like they wish to like exile these people. And then like furthermore, someone from the pillar of knowledge and aesthetics, strike their genes from the record. They're flawed.
Aren't y'all all like clones of each other?
NEA stands for not quite, Brother Rex. We seek variability, and as much as we can, we try not to repeat a set of genes. But what they are suggesting is that these genes themselves are flawed and have introduced this issue. They are suggesting that we never again repeat the sequence that is Overseer Theban and Pillarhead Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Well, I already gave y'all my opinion. At least I gave you my opinion. I'll say out here.
Yeah, for
Y'all should just perhaps open up your vault to new people and forget this whole cloning thing to begin with and just have a normal society.
Roll me a speak check if you'd like. This is a difficulty 3 or 4, actually, I think.
Nah. He's just gonna say it.
They immediately boo you. Boo! Like they don't want their vault open. They believe in their society.
How about Overseer Theban and Kyle step down in their position and someone else take over, with this being a learning opportunity for what to do? As to protect the vote in purity, allow limited women who can help stabilize the genetic pool, if this is going to be an isolated group as is.
you've thrown a little extra write-on, like a write-on clause to that. So like, I'll ask you that you also will be making a speech check. This is difficulty 4, but it's reduced because of your charisma mutation. So it's a difficulty 3 for you. Charisma speech.
Are you basically saying the same thing I did?
Yeah. Oh no, like I'm saying the same difficulty, but like she has a mutation that makes it easier for her.
No, I was
No.
just saying what you basically say what I said.
No, she was saying something different. She's
Okay.
suggesting that they just simply step down from their office and possibly allow a few select women in here to like stabilize the genome.
Oh, okay.
She really threw that right on clause, like, hey, why don't you just let me chill out here? Says Laura.
Doesn't anyone mind if I use party AP to get an extra dice?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you solve it the way you want to, you wild woman. Why don't you just let special women in?
I believe in Laura.
God damn.
Strange lying women from radioactive ponds distributing justice.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. It's not the basis of a government.
I am cursed.
Unfortunate.
Oh,
Unfortunate. Well,
no
unless you-
dudes.
yeah, no, these dudes are not having it. Elliot has already suggested her democracy. Alan, what is your suggestion? And then we'll move on from this.
Yeah, Alan would probably join in on the democracy one with his view of community justice from his village.
At which
Y'all should
point,
just have
Oh,
blood
yeah.
court.
they will begin taking votes, and relatively quickly, everyone in the vault gathers together. Make me a perception check, all of you. Just a standard
Perception what?
perception speech, like or for like sort of like a society. You're like evaluating and looking at these people and how they're behaving. So you like pick up on something. Don't worry if you roll a complication. I'll ignore it for this. I just wanted to get a general check. Perception speech.
Nope.
Oh, close. You almost hit that too. All right, not bad, Alan. Ellen, if you could hit me a perception speech. I just want to get a general party check on this.
Okay, gotcha.
See if the party susses something out.
Did I roll it?
Oh, no,
Did I
you
get-
didn't. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, what the fuck? I rolled it and it went nowhere.
It ate the roll.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Athena lost it, or made sure it vanished into bits.
Yeah.
This session, I am having no luck.
Joke's on you, Elliot. You get no rolls. You get no rolls and you'll like it.
No, look, I'm gonna oh god. I just hit the refresh button and it's doing some bullshit here. I might not have internet.
Oh
Hello?
no! Oh, she's getting slowly disconnected like I do sometimes.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, there it goes.
There it goes. Okay, cool.
It's a black screen.
Oh, we're reconnecting.
Okay.
Don't you know, with here at Cloudheart Games, you get a Cloudheart guarantee that one thing will break it. See, I'm not telling you that this system is broken, or I'm not telling you it just works. That's a lie from Todd. I'm telling you it will break, but at least once, and I will figure out how to fix it later, but it will break. So you're getting what I said on the tin.
I got 2 successes.
Elliot, something about having so much time and so much observation and like knowing more about these people, you pick up the way that they're behaving and clamoring and moving reminds you of something you've seen before in the Wasteland, but only one time when you like were maybe like 13 at the edge of Macon. You watched a honey beast walk a far distance, and you saw a bunch of bees working together, and they like intentionally grabbed and removed like one of their like hive mates. These, you don't think that this beetle part of the development of it is completely gone from the human persona within these men. Like, you suspect these men are clamoring to keep their hive working and functioning, and will do whatever it takes that does not trigger some of their like docifications. And like when it's suggested and you see the count, you already know what it's going to come up as. The second it was suggested that any record, any trace, anything about these men be removed, their gene codes be like notified and never repeated, and then banished, like they agree to it, like wholeheartedly. Like it almost like is like a group unanimous. The second it's suggested, it kind of becomes a buzz in these men, and they very quickly wholeheartedly agree to like banishment for both of these men from the society, the brotherhood of Vault 68. It's almost the vote, if it's not unanimous, is like a windfall against them. Within like 30 minutes, you see these men have been voted out. They will be banished, and preparations will be made for them to be removed within the day.
Wow. Okay. Damn. Harsh. Holy shit. That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I guess Rex will bring up one thing as he hears this.
What do you bring up?
If you banish someone and you truly want to be fair about it, you will at least give them enough tools to survive the wasteland for a certain period of time, instead of just throwing them out there with nothing.
No, they basically just like sentenced them to death for their crimes.
Yeah.
I mean, like
If you don't
in
give
their
them anything.
own psyche, they've done this.
Yeah.
I think that it softens the blow that there's a possibility that they could survive, and then, but ultimately that just enables them to make this horrifying choice. And I'm just surprised that they arrived at it so quickly.
And what would you suggest, Outsider Rex, brother? What would you suggest to our men to let them survive in such a harsh wasteland? Would you suggest, again, your violence, which you are known for? He has informed me, of course, and did not show any shame to it whatsoever, brothers. Like they all kind of gasp and look at Rex. I apologize for the shame that this brings upon you publicly, Duchess Kenofgoke. But it is the truth, and as we have seen here today, truth is paramount.
What's the truth that I kill? Is
Yes.
That what he's saying out of character?
Yes, you're a killer. Should we suffer our
You're
even
gonna kill them
banished
by sending
hive
them up
mates?
there.
We send them
I mean,
out from amongst ourselves. They may find and form their own society outside. They have knowledge. They have means.
Nah, you're.
Would you have
Hey,
us
let me
banish
say
them
that.
to a further disgrace of violence and lower themselves even more from our glorious ideals?
I mean, you're going to kill them. So either way, someone's going to die. Depends how much you actually care about your people.
Make a speech check. It's a
What
difficulty 3.
I'm not going to make that.
That's fine. That's fine. You could always roll some crits.
Nah, I ain't going to.
Is this how you feel, Duchess Kenofgoke? That we banished them to death?
Gosh, I think that's heavy metal as fuck, is what I think.
Well,
You know
likely
what?
there will be heavy metals, and it is the punishment to be exposed to outside environments. But they will be given supplies and medicines and directions, though they may be outdated, of things we've inspected and places. We have sent a few scouts out to the surface.
You know, I approve. It's actually quite generous because when you think about what the ultimate consequences of their actions would have been, it would have been catastrophic for everybody in the vault. So,
It appears your leader disagrees with you, Rex. Perhaps you should defer to her.
I mean, they're getting a little bit of. Their life isn't long anyway. Just like that.
Well, no, he's not going to defer to you. He says cough.
Yeah, you
because-
actually have no idea how old either of them are, so you don't know how long they have left to live. Hell, who knows? Steven could be at his like. Steven could be 30, pushing 5 more years.
As far as I'm aware, y'all are a bunch of savages yourself. Not even giving them a chance to defend themselves. When I got banished from my group, they still gave me equipment to survive.
This is new. This is news to them. That none of them have known that you were a banished member from your group. Like, is this true, Duchess Can of Coke? You've taken in a banished member from another society?
Yeah, you know, it's all about forgiveness. I didn't know either, but like, you gotta roll with it. Sometimes you just gotta keep on.
Then
We're
why have you,
embedded in the lie.
then why have you so much fear, Rex? If you were readily accepted within another society as a banished member, they shall be readily accepted amongst your society, shall they not? Or
Yeah,
at the very least, Duchess
Until
Can of
they
Coke
meet.
can take them into her lands.
It's like I
Until-
totally could actually. Actually, that's a great idea.
Yeah, go send them to the druggy land. Druggy raider land.
Well, no, they could just
Sure.
come with us, and I mean, if they can hold a weapon.
Now you want them to have weapons.
You
What
were
are the
relatively
chances that they get eaten by a gator claw?
you were
Maybe
relatively
Florida man will
silent,
come save
Brother
them.
Allen, and you seem disturbed as we are. We thank you for your compassion and your worry for us. Yeah, that's not what Alan is nervous about, I'm guessing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alan just had an
But-
encounter with of the third kind with a fucking robot.
Yeah.
What would you suggest of us, Alan?
Could perhaps another form of justice here be remediation? Like they do repairs and fixes within the vault to atone for their actions of destruction here.
Very little repair or maintenance is needed, especially not since many changes have been done about 100 years ago, Alan, have we needed much unnecessary labor. Only truly about 10 men are needed to keep maintenance of critical functions, and on the worst case, if we have a repair, we all come together as a brotherhood and we fix what is in dire need of repair. If there's nothing that is utterly core critical, it can go by the wayside until it is a necessary repair. But to maintain the operation of this vault only really requires 10 engineers, and the rest of us should things like cleaning. That is of course a duty shared amongst all men. What need have we of their labor? And truly, what dangers do we pose to ourselves to permit them to continue with their poisoned hearts and poisoned minds? Would you argue for this, Alan? Remediation? And Dr. Nance finally says, where would we even begin? Like, genuinely open to it, but like he doesn't really know.
Well, part of this is like a little bit difficult for Alan because he doesn't exactly like know the like inner workings of the vault. But Alan would say that like, in a sense, by like damaging the vault earlier, they violated the trust of everyone, and I would think a good way to re-earn that is to like repair and replace what they fixed.
Alan, after so dire a situation, that we have already fixed the damage within our vault generator. If that is all it requires to repair and remediate, then it is already done. There is nothing for them to make reparations upon.
Couldn't you have them at least, instead of being banished, have them be the ones that go out to the top and get the supplies? As dangerous that is.
That could perhaps be a good form of restitution.
Whoever wants to make the roll, since both people, I'll accept a difficulty 1 speak check. It'll be a reduction of basically total banishment to like, we'll tolerate you to occasionally try and get into this vault, only to deliver supplies, and you will be given at least food so you won't starve in a regular interval. So they'll probably make camp somewhere close enough to the vault that they can open it and close it regularly, but they will still be surviving topside.
Alan, you're the better speech for me. I can give you an assist, I guess.
I can roll for it.
I'll roll. Can I roll a speech assist?
I have to pass, or I have to get at least one success on it first, which I do. But it's,
Complication. What do we roll? What do we roll? I love a complication. I love a good ruin in your day.
what I feel like you just like sat up in your chair with that.
I was leaned back and did set up. How'd you know?
Ooh.
Not what you meant. Target misunderstands your intentions.
I think the thing that's interesting here is like, especially
fair,
this misunderstanding is me and Rex are kind of posing like two different like things here. I'm saying more that like they remain in the vault, but they go looking for.
That's what Rex was saying too. What actually happened is what Cloud said was a misinterpretation. What we said.
Yeah. They don't stay in the
gotcha.
vault. They're now banished members, but they at least will have a steady supply of food so long as nothing on the outside kills them in the week in between. And they're required to go find, biological material, which is kind of like, hey, lady, do you want to give your eggs? Get away from me. Lady, do you want to give your eggs? No, get away from me. And like, that's likely going to get them killed within God knows how long.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
one of them knows how to use guns, at the very least, so they might survive.
Yeah.
That guy did point a rifle at me. It'd be funny if he was really bad at it.
Very well. We shall begin the procedure, but Duchess Count of Coke, you bring with you many wise counselors. Perhaps this is the
Yeah,
better
my
way.
whole crew is so dope.
Yes.
What'd you
Dope
say?
indeed. Dope indeed.
Nope. Okay.
We could resist.
Like Naeus walks forward and tries to do the thing that you showed him. You showed Overseer Theban.
Yeah.
He is, the misinterpretation of a misinterpretation. He's learned this from Theban to try and do for you, and he does the dap up, but it's like butchered to hell.
It looked like a train wreck.
It looks like a train wreck, but he does dap you up, and he finally says, "It will take us some time, and it's an unfortunate end. And of course, there is the issue that you suggested. We do need to find Buckley, and considering in the interim, I have been given rights, and Overseer Theban, and at the very least, more so than his partner, is amenable to this. He will step down and allow the transfer to be a peaceful one. I will acquire the codes, but for now, you have walked us through a strange time, though Kyle will blame it. The causes of this were precipitated by your presence, Duchess. You have helped us root out an evil, and walked us through the first difficulty within our people. We thank you.
Oh,
You go, Duchess.
thanks.
If there is
Feels nice.
anything that you need, Duchess, and yeah, perhaps we can begin hashing out where they may live, actually. Take your time to explore as you see fit, and you are welcome around the areas of the vault. I suppose I am interim leader until we establish who the next leader will be within the following day, and I have all the codes and have all their supplies and everything packed up for them. But in the meantime, sometime during this day, we need to discuss Duchess, where in your lands, you haven't even given us the name of your I believe a duchy is what a duchess rules over. What duchy do you lead over, Duchess Can of Coke?
No. Can I give him a bullshit answer?
Yeah, totally. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this one, but later when you have the conversation with him, like, if you have the conversation, if you don't straight up try and dip, he's gonna ask you questions like, you know, where can they live? What's the minimal housing for them? Like, what are some occupations that they can take up to be useful topside for your society?
We're just sort of we're kind of on the move a lot, you know. So it's kind of like
Oh,
wherever we are.
Oh,
Those are
Can
my-
I?
You're a nomadic
Could I?
society. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Could I
It's
give a
fixed.
location for you? A suggestion? That'd be
Yeah.
kind of funny. If they ever do go there. There's a place in Mexico, so not too far from where we are. That's basically a luchador society.
Bro, it really is really far from where we are. We're in
Yeah.
Georgia. We're on the eastern side of the United States.
You know, just take a 6-month adventure to.
In a relative sense, it's not super far.
Hey, you know, in the cosmic grand sort of sense, it's not that far. It's not
Well,
really
that's
that
like
far.
a 4-hour flight.
Yeah,
Brother, that's the Trail of
California
Tears
is
walk, my
farther
dude.
away. California's farther away.
True, but you don't even come from California, Rex. You got managed
No,
from West
I just-
Virginia to Georgia.
I just wanted to bring up to them about the Luchador Society. I was playing
Old World Blues.
I forgot what's Old World Blues that I was playing now.
Amazing. Yeah.
I love that
Send me
idea.
to
that
your
there's a
Luchador Society. Well, guys, you succeeded, and you will get rewards next session.
Until
Unfortunately, I will start next session, allow you to go immediately into some combat with what's downstairs as you sneak downstairs to get what you want, because I doubt that they're going to give it to you. I doubt you're going to succeed in your rolls, but we will get that combat and immediately wrap up the events of today's vault. Rex looks like Soldier Boy. Yeah, he kind of do look like Soldier Boy from The Boys.
who said that?
One of our viewers. He said you look like Soldier
Okay.
Boy from the Boys. Amazing. But yeah, I will go ahead and call it for today, and next time we will pick up straight into fighting whatever's down there in the vault, doing whatever we need to down in the garden, and then we will pick it up for next session as we explore out into the wasteland. And of course, Duchess Can of Coke welcomes her new members into her nomadic duchy. So benevolent, what a kind leader, full of truth and grace. You lion ass.
I wish I had a leader like her.
Oh gosh, to be like the Duchess Can of Coke and the Can of Coke lineage.
Yeah. Is it the way?
I imagine in all of Elliot's life, she lived in that Ingleside section, and there was a giant stack of trash. I imagine sometimes you see ancient cans of RC Cola, because Coca-Cola is canonical to Fallout world. It's just old. Nuka-Cola
We're
beat it
in
out somehow.
Georgia.
Yeah. So I imagine she found a ancient can of Coke and she was like, amazing, beautiful.
Isn't that where they're
This will be
famous
my
bottling
altar
places?
ego.
Coca-Cola in
Are we?
Atlanta?
So do we level up? Or are we leveled up?
Yes, you're leveled up.
Next
You are
session.
now next level.
What level are we?
You
You-
know,
Level
next
5.
level.
You're level
We're
5.
Okay.
Level 5. Congratulations. You've beat the vault that ends like this either way. In the other campaign, it also ended with them having to judge, but they managed to work it out so only one person was getting punished, and it was specifically the wife of the overseer. Overseer Athena's wife. Let me see here.
My wife.
My wife. Actors, let me see here, named NPCs, and Vault Tech. Yeah, it was Jill Burns. Never speak to a woman scored. Jill was totally about that, like, burn down all mankind life. I forget what her crime was in that vault. I think she also did something similar. Where
she did damage. I think it would be generator or something like support.
She sabotaged, I think, generators or life support, and then blamed it on the men who came in and their hostile ways.
My max HP is gonna go up with this level.
Amazing.
It's gonna go to 22.
Leveling up, I maxed out my small guns, and I am better at doing speech balls now.
I should, you know what? My failure for this vault was I didn't get any images for any of the characters for this vault. In the other one, I did have images because I was generating a lot of images a lot in general. I was just going overboard with it, and I made one for like all the pillar heads and like one of the random like one of the random people that like Laura, or at the time Donald, as well, he was playing
Marcus.
Marcus. Yeah. Marcus the glowing one. Amazing. Yeah.
Great glowing one.
Yeah.
Do y'all think I should take I lost it.
Yes.
It looks useful. 1 second.
Yeah, he was playing
Like
Marcus
Pathfinder?
Bright. Pathfinder?
Yeah.
I sure do love that game. That's what we're doing next session. You're welcome to join. Just kidding.
You mean tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wow. You want me to join 4 of your campaigns now?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah, if you would like to be my big special super whale and suggest my 5th campaign and be the most important player, for a special
good.
fee, one-time fee of $50.
I'm good.
No, I never want to milk people like that, man. Yeah. Though occasionally I will do like, hey, Elliot, I'm doing like one-shots to try out new systems. I'm trying out and trying to set up Shadow Dark. If you ever want to play like a 1 hour session, Shadow Dark has like a built-in limiter for its time limit. If you ever want to do like a 1 hour, 2 hour session of like Shadow Dark, I'll explain it to you. Basically, the whole system is based around the fact that your torch, when it turns on, lasts for an hour and only an hour, and that's real world time. And the enemies can attack your torch, like things can like douse your torch, and none of the playable races have dark vision. But all of the monsters in the dungeons of Shadow Dark have dark vision. So, and the mechanics of the game ramp up like Darkest Dungeon when shit goes dark. So like you get random encounters every couple of dungeon rounds, which is like a set number of amount of time. It ramps up when it's in darkness. It goes from like every 15 minutes to every 5 minutes. So yeah, if you ever want to try that out, I've been testing that system out. I've tested a few of the other ones out too. I put my heart and soul into that Star Wars RPG, and no one was interested. Like I literally start playing games. Literally hit me with a, hey, no one's clicked on this in 30 days. We're taking it down.
I'm sorry about that.
I was like, come on, dude.
No one cares about Starfield.
No one cares about Starfield. Truly, that was my mistake. But I wanted to show I could do Starfield right, and I feel like I've proved I can fix a few of the other tabletop settings like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. I was gonna fix Todd's greatest dream and greatest mistake. I was gonna prove I'm greater than you, Todd, and absorb the Todd head.
I mean, I'm assuming you do a lot better than what Starfield is, but once again, no one's going to be looking up at Starfield.
Yeah,
the RPG.
That's right.
It's already hard enough to get an Elder Scrolls one going.
Yeah, 100%. And Elder Scrolls is popular as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, goodbye,
It took
everybody.
me so long.